Thank you guys for the likes. What's up, Lisa? Hey, we'll see if YouTube is tripping later today. Yesterday they got us shut down, knowing people will be talking that truth. What's up, Tara? How are you? What's good, M? What happened? What's up, Ja? Welcome back. Appreciate you modding yesterday too. Did a good job. What's up, guys? 5:30 a.m. in England. Are you just getting up or are you about to go to sleep? What did she text you, M? Yeah, everyone in here, mental health check. How's everyone feeling? If you guys got anyone that is pulling at your energy, it is time to cut those cords. That's what I want you guys to get from my streams. Just knowing that like you're a very powerful being and these people don't have to be draining you. As soon as they start putting you in confusion, start the manipulation, it's time to snip snip. She was asking if I was still home. I didn't respond. So most nosy. But you didn't feed into it, right? So you feel drained. Hopefully throughout this live you feel a little bit better. When all these high vibrational people come together, we help each other out. Also, there might be some new people in here. So as always, guys, start dropping your cities. Say what's up to other people in the chat. Before we get started, we're gonna start connecting a little bit. What's up, Tana? How's my night? It's pretty cool. What about yours? And she copied them immediately. Yeah, you gotta stay away from those types of people. I do not be like really opening up to no one in the 3D, to be honest. Especially when you're vibrating at a certain level, you guys got to be careful. You tell someone the wrong thing, it's gonna all come crashing down. Got someone in Washington, someone in Nevada, Columbia, Bay Area. Bay Area, close to me. But yeah, guys, we're gonna do a spiritual warfare live tonight. What we're gonna focus on are the honey traps and the narcissist. If you guys have like dated narcissists, dealt with people trying to play with your time, waste your energy, this is gonna be the live for you guys. If you guys are currently in one of these relationships, hopefully you get the strength to be able to walk away by the time this live is over. Everyone on TikTok side, make sure you subscribe to my YouTube. This live is going to be uploaded to it afterwards. I know it's late. Some of you guys might be falling asleep. But I've been trying to decide like if I'm going to start because I want to start doing lives on a consistent schedule. And I was really going back and forth like should I do like a morning live, nighttime? And honestly, night crew, you guys are amazing. So I think I'm gonna just keep it at the nighttime. Yeah, the night shift is amazing. The demons come out. There do be some demons that come up in here, but a lot of demons come out to play like in the morning time. Night crew. Shout out to the night crew. My whole life is a narcissist revolving door. That shows you that you're made like for something bigger. If you guys just keep coming across enemies, because once again, you're never gonna get to a point where you heal and then you just don't encounter these people. You're always gonna have a target on your back when you vibrate high. Me, I think to myself, I'm like, that's amazing. If I keep getting attacked, I know I'm going the right way. But for those of you guys that don't know who I am, You're Not Alone. I talk a lot about spiritual warfare, breaking down the toxic stuff that people be doing, the enemies you're going to encounter, how to protect yourself. Today, we're going to be tapping into the honey traps. I feel that a lot of people are going through a lot of like romantic stuff. So hopefully, you guys gain some clarity throughout this live. As always, keep tapping the screens on both sides. But once I get to 10K on TikTok side, I'm going to get started. Spiritual warfare can be fun. Facts. How did you get so knowledgeable? I just go through a lot of things and I pay attention. Life is going to be your greatest teacher when it comes to the whole suffering aspect because through suffering, you're going to gain wisdom. If you're learning, there's some people out there who just keep going through the same thing over and over. What's up, Michelle? Night crew, night crew. You slayed two Jezebel so far. Hey, day 64. Milestone is 60 days, man. Congrats. It's kind of crazy with SR. If you just go 30 days, you're already in the top 1%. It's sad to say, but a lot of men can't do SR. If you talk about that stuff out loud, they start clowning you immediately. Hey, Keith, appreciate it. Thank you. Michelle, I know that was unintentional. Well, maybe it was intentional. That was funny. SR is just a fancy way of men saying celibacy. You guys keep tapping the screens. We're about to hit that 10K. For those of you guys that don't know who I am, I'm YNA. We talk a lot about spiritual warfare, breaking down these narcs, these narcissists. If you guys are currently dealing with narcs that hate you guys, that is attacking you, this is a live for you. Everyone in the comments, mostly we have went through the same things. If you guys have found this live, you guys are in alignment with me. That's how I can make a video and you guys be thinking like, how does he know these things? Because other people out there were going through the same things. We're in a spiritual warfare, guys. You guys signed a soul contract to come down here and help with the fight. You probably right now, you're probably asking yourself, like, signed up for this. Why would I sign up? That's what you did. You were up there, you saw the planet needed some help. You wanted to learn some lessons. So you're like, all right, let's get it. In hindsight, when you were probably up there, you're just thinking that, oh, this is gonna go by very fast. Like the human lifespan, that's gonna go by so quick. And then you get down here, you're like, yo, like, why did I come here? How long is this gonna last? Why do I keep getting attacked? At least in the beginning. In the beginning, you're like crying, just kicking, screaming. But then after you get activated and you get your gifts, spiritual warfare isn't as bad as like people make it out to be. But life is a slippery slope. So it's not like you get to a good spot and like you're just gonna stay there. You got to do things to maintain your energy. And you guys naturally do it because you guys just are naturally high vibrational people. In this spiritual warfare, it's a fight between good and evil, high vibrational, low vibrational, demons, angels, whatever you guys want to call it. Just know that if you are a high vibrational individual, you're going to attract a lot of demons that are just trying to make you crash out. A lot of people are going to take a liking to you, have an obsession. You're going to be thinking like, why is this person doing this to me? I've tried to walk away from them. I told them I don't want to play these games that they are playing, and they still want to try to make you crash out. If that has been your guys' experience, drop ones in the chat. You're like thinking to yourself, if I leave them alone, they're going to leave me alone. That is not the case, guys. There's a battle going on in the spiritual realm. You have a light about you, and that light triggers a lot of people's demons. A lot of you guys are probably aware enough to start seeing when people get possessed in real time. It's so trippy when you notice it as well because they don't even know they're doing it. Out of nowhere, they'll start attacking you, start hating on you, start trying to attack you as insecurity and whatnot. Throughout this stream, you're gonna hear me say it multiple times. You guys just gotta ignore these people. You guys gotta understand that, like, when you're dealing with a demon, put them in that category and then know, like, oh, they're demonic. All right, I just kind of expect the demon stuff. If I can help it, I'll stay away from them. But I understand that some of you guys are forced to be around these people. You guys have to work with them. It's your family members. At that point, there's so many different methods to how you can protect your energy. Everyone in the chat, let people know what's some ways you can protect your energy. If right now you guys are dealing with a coworker that keeps attacking you, keeps rage baiting you, what's one way to handle it? Leo, I got you. They are exhausting if you let them. Pray. I get a lot of people saying prayer. You guys are on top of it. If you guys aren't people that pray, setting intentions before you walk into an area, ignore them, silence. Someone said laugh. You guys are giving me a good indication that this is going to be a cool stream tonight. Ironically, that's actually something you can do too. If people are doing things to you and you just laugh it off, that's actually going to keep you in a positive vibration. Because in this spiritual warfare, guys, these demons are trying to lower your frequency. They're trying to attack you to get you in a state where you're sad, you're angry, you're just trying to figure out why is this happening to me. If while these things can happen and you ignore it, you stay in your gratitude vibration, you alchemize the energy, you're going to be a threat out there in spiritual warfare. Because when it comes to your energy, people can only take your energy if you give it to these people. No demon can walk up to you like, just give me your energy, just give me your energy. You guys sign an energetic contract with these people, you are supplying them your energy. Another thing I'm going to say throughout this stream is like, you might hear me talk about destiny swapping. You might hear me talk about someone draining you, soul ties. A lot of people are going to ask me, how do you reverse these things? So a lot of people complicate it on the internet, but all you really got to do is just go no contact with somebody. If someone's pulling on your energy, the really advanced ones that's been on this journey for a minute, like some of us in here, you can be around an energy vampire and they won't really affect you. A lot of us know how to disassociate when it comes to these demons. Like we just don't really pay attention to them. They're not in our reality. Some of you guys, if you're just new to this journey, you can't control your emotions. They keep triggering you. Then you got to take it upon yourself to go no contact, to do things to get you away from that person. But once again, if you're forced to be around them, one thing you guys got to learn on this journey is boundaries. Boundaries is going to be your best friend. And when I just said boundaries, we had, hey, Steve-O, appreciate that. And when I said boundaries, we're going to have two groups of people. When I said boundaries, you're going to have the half in here that figured it out. They knew they got to start setting boundaries because they got to protect themselves out there because they went through the lessons and they went through the pain and they started being aware. For some of you guys, it's kind of new to this journey. You heard boundaries, you start feeling uncomfortable. That is witchcraft that is on you guys. Us as star seeds, chosen ones, light workers, witchcraft was placed on us at a very young age to make us uncomfortable setting boundaries. So when you're that person that really struggles to set boundaries, that's not on you. That happened something in your childhood where you had some type of witch, some type of warlock. Remember, we're in a spiritual warfare. These demons don't fight fair. They don't think to themselves, oh, they're not of age yet. We're not going to attack them. You guys have been fighting battles since you guys were like 5, 6 years old. Some of you guys was as soon as you was born, just fighting battles, just fighting battles. So they got started on you young because one thing with you guys is you guys don't know who you are, but everyone else knew who you were. You were like one of the last ones to figure it out. And so, what did they start doing when they figured out who you were? They start putting curses on you guys immediately. You guys probably had the worst child. Well, I want to stop calling it a childhood because a lot of you guys is on this journey. That was not a childhood. That was a spiritual battlefield. Hey, thank you, thank you. As soon as you guys start asking the questions that revealed who you were, curses, curses. Depressed at like 10 years old, 11, 12, but you don't even understand what's going on. And as you get older, now because you had a narcissistic family, you thought that boundaries equals weakness or not weakness. Pretty much your family didn't make you feel comfortable to set a boundary because your parents, your family system made it so you never said no. It was more so whatever we says goes. You're under our control. And all they did was groom you to be out there with other controlling people, other narcissistic individuals. Setting a boundary shouldn't be something that is like you just feel so uncomfortable doing it. That was something that was placed on you guys. But at the same time, no matter what type of childhood you guys had, no matter what type of curses was placed on you, that doesn't have an effect on your present day. You have the ability to not operate in your trauma. You have the ability to be like, well, that's what happened to me when I was young. But now that I'm older, I can figure this stuff out. And I'm not going to say it's going to be easy because reprogramming your brain is a very hard thing. But neuroplasticity, awareness is the first step. And if you guys keep trying at it, eventually you will get better at it. That first time you guys said no to the advanced ones in here, that was horrible. Because if you guys were in my stream yesterday, we were talking about gatekeepers. Rise of a Hero, appreciate it. Covert narcs be the most emotionally damaging facts. But we were talking about gatekeepers. You guys had a curse on you. As soon as you start to try to break that curse, you're going to get so much pushback from your environment, from your family. The same people that you thought wanted the best for you, that was pushing you to your higher self. As soon as you start saying no, they're going to start attacking you. Because a lot of these people that was around us, they only benefited from being able to manipulate you. And you start saying no, you're like, I'm gonna stand up for myself. Now you got sleeper agents activating and thinking to you, like looking at you like, who do you think you are? So it's no wonder a lot of you guys struggle setting boundaries. You didn't stand a chance because you were around demonic people. But I'll let you guys know this right now. That's because you started the game at like the hardest level. There is a lot of people out there when you set a boundary, they'll respect it immediately. And that's how you know you was around like some of the worst of the worst. Because what do you mean I say no and now you're starting to attack me? What do you mean I said no and now you want to punish me? I actually recorded that video before I came on here. I'm gonna drop it tomorrow. Pretty much like some people you set a boundary, say no, and now they'll try to punish you by withholding their attention. Like, oh, you wanna protect your energy? I'm gonna show you that like they're gonna punish you by like trying to exclude you or pretending to cut you off because some of these demons like that's gonna show them I'm gonna stay away from you for a little bit, and then when they feel lonely, I'm gonna come back. That's why you guys got to get to that level where, and some of you guys are already there. When people start doing that weird stuff, you just walk away. The beautiful thing about boundaries, the people that push back, it's literally showing you who should be in your life and who shouldn't. You're probably gonna get a pushback from like a lot of people, especially if they were operating, they're used to operating with you at a certain way. But the ones that are for you, like they'll trip out in the beginning, but they'll eventually get with the program. The ones that just hate your boundaries and just always tries to like run over it, those are the people you got to cut off like immediately. But yeah, boundaries is the very powerful way to protect yourself in spiritual warfare because once again, these entities are designed to harvest your energy. But if you set a boundary, you got to imagine like you have like a any I got a picture to show you guys. You got to imagine like we have like an energy field like around us. And in that energy field, when you guys set that boundary, you put a force field around you, and these demons can't penetrate that force field. Like you guys see it right here on top. That cord that's like right there, that's people attaching their etheric cord to your solar plexus. And if you guys set a boundary, you don't let people attach that cord to you guys. That's why some of you guys understand how to gray rock people. Gray rocking is another way to set up that force field barrier. How many of you guys know what gray rocking is? Drop ones in the chat. And if you don't, get educated on it. I'm gonna explain it. But gray rocking is a very cool way at dealing with these narcissists. And for those of you guys that don't know what it is, it's in the name. It's basically becoming a rock when people start coming your way and being toxic. In a way, it's like stonewalling, but more so, it's like let's say for example, like you're in a relationship, you're at the house, you're in a relationship with a narcissist. They come home, they just start being toxic out of nowhere. It's like, why didn't you clean up? Why didn't you do this? Why didn't you do that? You just give them like one word answers. Like, yeah, you're right. Yeah. You're not engaging in the conversation. But when you guys were growing up, you guys didn't understand this stuff. And that's why as empaths, a lot of you guys was very exhausted just dealing with people. Because growing up, you thought that you need to figure stuff out with everybody. You had to explain yourself. They start doing weird stuff. You're trying to figure it out. Every time you guys try to do that, you attach that cord. You attach that cord. That's why you was in confusion. You didn't know what was going on. People was doing weird things. You were trying to figure it out. Then you get older and you're like, oh, okay, some people just do weird things to try to get a reaction out of you. Because once they get the reaction, they attach that cord to you and they start siphoning you. But we're going to move on to talking about what is on the screen, and we're going to start talking about honey traps. If you guys know what a honey trap is, drop ones in the chat. Said list, appreciate the follow. Once again, guys, my name is You're Not Alone. I do want to show my appreciation to you guys. Thank you for rocking out with me. Thank you for giving me a platform, because this way we get to reach a lot of people and wake them up. If you guys just came in, this is a spiritual warfare live. Yes, we are in a spiritual warfare. We're in this thing called a collective. We're in this together. So don't think that you are alone. When you guys are out there dealing with weird people, we're dealing with the same things. As weird as your situation is, someone out there is going through the same thing. And honey traps is something that a lot of us have encountered. Understand that every relationship prospect that comes into your life, everyone that says they like you, they want to get married with you, that could potentially be an enemy right there. Because once you guys awaken and you guys are on top of the things that you need to do, this matrix is going to try to fight back. And the scary part about it is that these honey traps don't even know that they're being used. That's why sometimes you guys ask me questions is like, did she really love me? Did he really love me? A lot of times this stuff isn't black and white. A lot of times the vessel does truly think that they love you, but because they're being used by a higher power or not a higher power, a demonic power, some demon that they got in them, some trauma. A lot of these people come into your life with an ulterior motive, and all they want to do is break you down. Because in this spiritual warfare, every one of you guys has a purpose, whether you remembered it or not. Some of you guys are on your way there to figure it out, but on your way to trying to figure this stuff out and accomplishing your purpose, this matrix is going to send every single thing it can at you. And then some of you guys are going to ask me, well, when does it stop? I'm tired of this. Hey, it's never going to stop. New levels, new devils, guys. If you guys are even in this stream, you guys hit that level where now they're sending honey traps at you guys. And some of you guys just been dealing with this stuff your whole life, like never had a regular relationship. When you guys vibrate high, you can't really date and move like regular people, but you don't have this education when you're younger. So you're trying to date like normal people. Other people get relationship drama, toxicity, whatnot. Your relationship drama almost takes you off the face of the earth. And you keep thinking you're dealing with regular people. Come to find out that you got people sent as honey traps, succubus, incubus, people coming into your life with the sole intention to try to take you out. And honey traps are sent at people that are like very intelligent, people that have discernment. Because when you guys get to a certain level, you're not really falling for like the regular stuff anymore. You guys start getting experience, you have your discernment, you walk out there, you're like, oh, that's a narcissist. I'm gonna stay away from them. Oh, those people are weird. I'm gonna stay away from them. And you think that you passed the game. You're like, oh, I'm good. I'm never gonna come across another demon. The Matrix is looking at you like, all right, what else can we send at this person? And that's why you guys got to stop opening up to monitoring spirits. You can't really be telling these monitoring spirits like what your type is. You start speaking that stuff out loud, they're going to send you your exact type. That's why this stuff is confusing, because these honey traps, these demons that come into your life, they don't look like demons. They look like regular people. If anything, some of them look like angels. Like they be disguised as like fallen angels and all these people that's very attractive, charming, can hold a great conversation. And never underestimate how long someone can pretend for. Because we were talking about this in the last stream. A lot of us be confused on this stuff because when you're an authentic person, pretending is exhausting. And that's why a lot of us don't even go outside, because like every time we got to pretend, we need to recharge for like a week off of one fake conversation. I'm like, yo, this is horrible. But these honey traps, they could pretend for a very long time. They be in relationships with you guys 5 years. Mass drops 5 years of the relationship. Like, what is this? That was always who they were. Pretending, being very good actors. Because a lot of these people grew up and they made the subconscious decision that they weren't going to change a long time ago. So their deception, their manipulation, that became a survival tactic. And as time went on, they just got better at it, better at it, better at it. And then one of them got sent your way. You thought it was a normal person, because remember, when a lot of people deal with honey traps, it's when you already have these spiritual abilities, you're already kind of seeing what's going on. But when you come around you guys, they start doing like the little things they can do, like mirroring you. If you guys don't know, mirroring is like a witchcraft spell within itself. I don't think I brought that up in the stream yet, but yeah, witchcraft is a real thing. And once again, guys, in these lives, we talk about a lot of deep things, like a lot of like revelations. If you guys are new to this journey, this stuff is like very shocking. It's like, don't push too far with the info. Like, go at your own pace and understand we're going to be revealing like a lot of things throughout this stream. But witchcraft is real, guys. Had to wait a little bit. If people want to leave, go for it. I don't want to be in charge. I don't want to be like giving anyone psychosis in here. If you guys already kind of have an idea of this stuff, stay in the stream. But witchcraft is a thing. Black magic, people manipulating you, that is people doing witchcraft on you. Some people, as scary as it sounds, guys, you guys are being studied. People are watching you from a distance. People are trying to figure you out because they're trying to figure out how to destroy you guys. Sometimes you think you meet people, you think this was like the first encounter, like, oh, wow, this was fate. How did we meet? This was amazing. They've been planning this meetup for a very long time. But before they met you guys, they had to figure you out, study you, see what you like, what you dislike, what your values are. They figure you out so well and play the part so well that you think that these people is your twin flame. And that's why a lot of you guys will encounter false twin flames, thinking that, oh, this person's just like me. We think just the same, da da da. That person was pretending that whole time. And then you didn't fall in love with an actual person. You fell in love with an illusion. And that's why a lot of you guys be in limerence. Limerence is imagining that this person is this one person, but then when the mask falls, you don't even want to believe it. A lot of us had to go through seeing people's mask falls like a lot because once again, this journey is like very confusing. It could be like 5 steps forward, 10 steps back. I always keep it real with you guys. It took me a long time to figure this stuff out because I thought everyone was just the same. I didn't know about demons. I projected myself onto everybody. I thought we was all positive. Yo, every time I talk about that, that makes me laugh because saying it out loud now just sounds insane. And I be thinking, how did I even make it as far as I made it? I thought we were just all positive and we were in this together and we were just all helping each other. Come to find out, a lot of demonic stuff is out there. People are pretending. You're authentic, but it's only like 5% of you guys out there that's like that. Some of you guys like 5%, that's low, da da da. Hey, you can see it yourself when you walk out there. That expression, the world is a stage, that is a real thing. People are playing a character, people are playing a role. And when you're that one person that's not playing a role, you become a target. Because in this society where everyone's like in this Truman show, everyone's in this matrix, everyone's playing the game. But in the game, the rule is you can't really talk about the rules, you can't really expose it. We're not about the truth. So when you have that one person like you that's coming around like, I want authenticity and I want truth, they're gonna jump you. And that's what's been happening to you guys your whole life. You're like, I just want the truth. They start jumping you crazy. It'd be your friends, it'd be your family members, because they're trying to get you guys in line. They're trying to get you to play the game as well. But you guys are like, I don't want to play the game. Some of you guys is like so like to the point of like, I don't want to play this game. I'm just staying in the house. And every time you got to go out there, you got to like just be on guard. Like, is someone going to try to recruit me to the game today? Because you can never really fully escape the game. It's like if you deal with human beings, these games go from being very overt test to very covert. When you get super aware, you can start seeing it happen. Like this society is like more animalistic. Yeah, we have social like society, like people wearing clothes, like all these rules, societal expectations. At the core, it's an animalistic society. And people are playing these power games because people want power. People want to be in control of you. People want to be on top. And that's going to be another confusing things that you guys are going to go through a lot because you're going to keep thinking like, I just want to connect where everybody's cool. We're doing it. So a lot of people sold their souls a long time ago. A lot of people you see out there are not human beings. They signed a contract to get stronger at manipulation, and these people do not want to connect with you guys. You be thinking you're having a normal conversation. These people are studying you, trying to figure you out. You're thinking to yourself, "Oh, this person's cool. They said they did that. They did that. Oh, the person's amazing. They went to school. That this person's like, well, they didn't react there, so that's their weakness. It's scared that will make you not want to talk to a lot of people because people just want that information to know like how they can eventually use it to get above you. And what do these power games look like? These things be happening fast, and sometimes you guys don't even notice it happening. Someone trying to humble you like real fast, that's a power game. That's a test. People are going to constantly test you in this society. And depending how you pass the test, they're going to put you on this social hierarchy and see where you're at and start treating you accordingly. A lot of you guys hate this social hierarchy. We don't even know why this is even a thing. Who even set this up? I failed your test. Now I'm the punching bag in the group. What is this? You guys are out there treating everyone the same on the same level. That will get you jumped because when you treat people on the same level, remember you can't really just exit the game. You can't just exit the game. So when you're out there putting everyone on the same level as you, they automatically assume like, "Oh, you're weak. You don't know what's going on." And then sometimes people will attack you. You'll be thinking to yourself like, "How did you even get the confidence to do this right now?" Because in this social hierarchy that they have in their head, you'll have someone that puts you on a pedestal, but you guys aren't treating people in that social hierarchy. Like, so if someone's putting you on a pedestal, you're not looking at somebody like you're lower than me, so I'm gonna treat you like that. You're like, hey, we're all the same. You start treating that person that thinks they're lower than you the same, they start getting overconfident. They're like, oh, this is my chance. I'm gonna take their place on the social hierarchy. And you be looking at this stuff like, are you serious? That's why a lot of you guys can't really give too much people proximity to you. You guys got to be aware of who you give your energy to because people that put you on a pedestal will literally destroy you if you give them the chance. That's why this society is very weird because it's like the more mean you are, the more ruthless you are, that's when you get the respect. People's like, oh, we can't mess with them. They're like at your beck and feet. They're just like kind of chasing after you. But you guys don't want to do that because what do you mean I got to be mean to get your respect? You're like, we're not going to play this character that they want us to play. And so because you guys have exited out the game, you guys are rogue. You guys are rogue members. And that's why you guys have a bounty on your head to get you out of here. And they're going to keep trying. They're not going to stop either. You pass one test, hey, probably a couple of days later, another one's coming. And that's why a lot of you guys have dealt with these humiliation rituals. They just won't stop because also back to the whole energy thing. Not only is it like a power thing to kind of be on top of you, but every time they're able to like humble you, do a power game, they win, they siphon your energy like in real time. Once again, it's going to be very hard to believe, guys. But for those of you guys that's been on the journey, you know what I'm talking about. For some people, your misery is their entertainment. And for a lot of you guys don't understand that because you be thinking, if someone's in pain, that doesn't make me happy. If anything, you're empath, so you are actually like feeling their pain and stuff like that. Other people see you in misery, they just start getting happy. That's why we were talking about monitoring spirits. That's why you guys got to kind of move in silence, get into the mindset of understanding that you can't really just trust everybody out there. Because some people just want to see you down and out. But once again, once you guys start figuring this stuff out, you start noticing what's out there, you're on guard. We come right back to the honey traps because a lot of you guys crave a relationship. A lot of you guys crave a romantic connection, and that's how they be getting a lot of you guys. That's why these tests are all about evolving, becoming someone that doesn't need somebody. Because when you truly don't need somebody, ironically, that's when you're going to attract your person. If right now you feel like you're lonely and you feel like you need somebody, you put yourself at a danger because a demon can use that to manipulate you guys. You feel lonely a little bit, then a honey trap comes around, they mirror you, and you're like, all right, that's my person. And then as soon as like they get you into a soul tie, that makes it so very hard to be able to disconnect from these people. Just like in the second picture right here, you see right here on top, everyone has their energy field. It's all good. Then you get down here, then it starts to be like a battle for your energy, a battle for your energy. That's why at first they got to get you into that soul tie to get you to be trusting. And then they start siphoning you. But you don't even know that it's happening in the beginning because it's so subtle. You start to notice that you're like a lot more tired. You start to notice that you're not really on top of your same habits. These are how these honey traps take you guys out. Giving access to the wrong honey trap for a very long time can throw off your whole timeline. Remember in the last stream that we did, we talked about quantum jumping, we talked about gatekeepers. A honey trap is a very dangerous gatekeeper because not only will they gatekeep you from your next timeline, they will send you spiraling into some type of lower timeline. If you guys never got with that honey trap, you probably was on track to like to get these lessons, get your soulmate, your dream reality a lot faster. Because remember, when you're on track on your highest timeline, you're going up, you're going up, you're going up. Then you meet the honey trap, and you guys give this person access for too long. Boom! Now you're just like on a descent, a descent. You start wondering to yourself, like, why is everything going wrong in my life? I just lost my job. I'm depressed now. My family hates me. I'm about to be homeless. But when you don't have this knowledge, you will never assume that it's that person that you're with. Because once again, these honey traps don't look demonic. These honey traps are so demonic that they're literally causing your whole life to downward spiral, but still manipulating you to make you think that you need them. And that's why this whole thing is sick because, like we were talking about with energy vampires, they are not just like taking your energy like without you knowing. It's like you're giving that energy to them. They're manipulating you, promising you these things that they never come true on. And once that soul tie is active, it's like you can't really see them for who they are. You can literally have like a friend, like this like honey trap is like draining you, attacking you. You can literally have a friend come up to you, is like, hey, look, yo, this person is not good for you. Ever since you got with this person, like you've just been like on going downhill. But because you're in that soul tie and you're in that witchcraft spell, you probably start attacking your friend. Like, how dare you? You're jealous. You don't know what you're talking about. You don't know him or her like I know them. Start causing friction in that friendship. Then you go back to your partner, and that person's just jealous of us. And then honey trap is happy because like they're like, oh, like not even your friends at this point can get you away from me. That's why sometimes like these honey traps they get a little selfish because for a lot of you guys to even see that you're even dealing with a honey trap, they got to push you to the point of no return. That is one good way to snap you out of a spell. For a lot of us, we got out the matrix because we got so much trauma that we just start seeing everything. We're like, yo, whoa, this was here this whole time, but I haven't been able to see it. A lot of times you're so trapped, like God lets them push you to the point of like no return. You probably find out they cheat on you, they steal your money, they do something where now you're starting to see, and now you're able to kind of get your strength back and have just enough strength to be able to walk away from that person. All right, John, welcome back. And walking away from a honey trap is not going to be an easy thing. Even if you know this person cheated on you, once again, you were under a witchcraft spell, you fell in love with an illusion. It's not as easy to just stay away from that person. That's why I be saying, like, you guys gotta, even though it's gonna be hard, you guys gotta make sure you just stay away, keep yourself busy, don't let your mind get idle, go to the gym, focus on like getting yourself out of that situation. Because the funny thing about it is, once that soul tie is severed, once you are away from that person, You're going to be looking at that person like, what did you even see in them? Because now the witchcraft spell has risen. And every time that spell risens or gets off of you, now you're able to think back to the whole like relationship and you can see like, yo, they were showing you who they were the whole time. And you're able to see that, oh, I was under a spell. Because if you guys are on this path, you guys have discernment, you got to understand people be snitching on themselves, people be saying what they are to you. But if you're under some type of spell, you're not going to be able to see it or hear it. After you leave them, you think back to a conversation you had and you remember they literally told you, I need your energy. Your energy is how I live, how I survive. But when you're under the spell, you're like, oh, you're so funny. You be thinking, like, why did they even say that? Hey, these demons be snitching on themselves. You guys got to pay attention. I'm telling you guys. That's why I be saying you guys got to vet people out because you know the road is a stage. Don't hop into anything fast with somebody. Someone love bombing you in the beginning, someone trying to get you under a spell ASAP, that is a red flag. Why are they saying I love you on the first date, honey trap? Why are they saying they want to have a kid with you for it? That's a warlock, honey trap. That's how you guys got to start looking at these people. Some of you guys are already advanced to this stuff. Like some of you guys be cutting people off like in your head when they be saying things. They say something, you're like, oh, okay, this is gonna be our last time seeing them. Some of you guys, if you're just starting this journey, you be falling for it. You want to have my kid? Oh my god, that's amazing. Hey, now you're going spiraling on your lower timeline. And some of these honey traps have a demonic assignment to have a kid with you because some of these demons know they won't allow you to destiny swap with them. So what they're going to do, they're going to try to attach themselves to your destiny by any means possible. Because if you have a kid with these demons, like now you're like connected with that person. But if that has happened to you, that doesn't mean that you have to allow them to do what they wanted to do. Because remember, there's still methods to protect yourself if you're even around a demon or a honey trap. But yeah, don't be listening to what these people be saying, guys, because what a honey trap will tell you, this is how like manipulative they are. They will literally tell you, I don't want to have a kid with you, while at the same time trying to make it happen. When it comes to these demons, you can't listen to what they say. You got to watch what they do. These demons will say something and do the complete opposite. Exactly. Gray rock them if you got to like co-parent, deal with them. It's all an energy thing, guys. These honey traps, they just want your energy, but you got to understand of how powerful you guys are. That is your energy that they want. Because another thing that they're going to do, they're going to use your energy to manifest like a better reality for them. That's why you stay with these people and your life is on the decline while their life is on the incline. But once you walk away from these people, they get their karma like immediately. You walk away from them, they start gaining their karma. Now they're trying to do whatever they can to get back into your life because that karma be eating them up. And these demons, they all do the same thing, guys. So what they're gonna do when you fully break the cord with another demon, and remember, it doesn't happen immediately when you walk away from the person. It happens when in your head you're actually fully done with the person. Sometimes you can break a soul tie even if you still see that individual. That's like very advanced stuff. Some of you guys be doing that without even knowing. Some of you guys sometimes like you're around somebody, but you're done like in your head and that cord has been cut. Then they can feel that. And now they're trying to do more things to pull you back in. But understand that when it comes to soul ties and people being connected to your energy, they can feel you when you're not even around them. So if you're away from a demon and you're still thinking about them, they know you're thinking about them. They know when they still have you under the hook. They know that if they still hit you up, you'll be able to respond. But they also feel when you're completely done. And you guys have experienced that too, to the fact when, as soon as you said you were done with somebody, they texted you immediately. If that's happened to you guys, drop ones in the chat. You be thinking to yourself, like, are you watching me? Like, are there cameras in my house? When you finally make the decision to be done with somebody, Rise of the Hero, appreciate it. Sleeper agents are just NPCs. As soon as you say you're done with that person, now they're hitting you up. Now they're trying to get back into your energy. If any of you guys want to test this out right now, if you guys want to like anyone is like pulling on your energy, anyone that you're currently still thinking about, write a letter. Write a letter releasing that person. Some of you guys know about that stuff, but write a letter releasing that person, burn it. As soon as you burn that letter, that person's probably gonna text you. If it's like a warlock, a destiny swapper, a honey trap, someone that is like benefiting off of your energy. Vanessa, appreciate it. And in a relationship dynamic, guys, because one thing that these honey traps are gonna do to you guys, and not just honey traps, but other demonic people, they're always gonna make you out to be the issue. Whatever they're doing, they're gonna project themselves onto you. And that's where this stuff gets really confusing because you guys want to try to like understand people, try to empathize with demons. Hey, I'm not saying it's a bad thing to be an empath, but you guys got to be selective with your empathy. Because why are we empathizing with people trying to take us out? You try to empathize with that honey trap and have a conversation after they tried to destroy you. They will say you are the honey trap at the end, and that will have you having an identity crisis at the house. Some of you guys went through that witchcraft spell already. When people keep trying to do that stuff to you, you're the narcissist, you're the warlock, you're the destiny swapper. And your empathetic soul is just at the house tripping. You're like, am I? Is this possible? You guys being TikTok lives typing out, am I the narcissist? I'm gonna let you know this right now, guys. A honey trap is not in no live stream asking, am I the honey trap trying to figure this stuff out? Remember, these people are demonic because they don't self reflect. They gave up a long time ago. They don't care what they are. Some of them know something's going on, but they don't care to find out. If you guys are like here asking yourself, like, am I this? Trying to like empathize, that just show you right there that you're not operating within that energy. So don't let these demons do Darvo to you guys. How many of you guys know what Darvo is? Put the acronym down in the chat. That Darvo going to like really be tripping some of you guys out. But once again, life is all about evolving, learning the lesson. Epidemic, appreciate it. Darvo, deflect, attack, reverse, victim, offender. That phrase is just letting you know that when people do things to you, they're going to project themselves onto you. When they make an accusation on you, it's not going to be some type of random accusation. It's going to be an accusation of what they are. The narcissist will call you the narcissist. That's Darvo. The honey trap will call you the honey trap. That's Darvo. What they are doing, they'll say you're doing it. All this stuff that we're talking about right here in this chat, everyone that's in this stream, guys, I'm gonna let you notice right now. Not everyone is us. There's some demons in here that's monitoring us, trying to figure us out, and they're getting this information so they can make accusations to other people and say, "This is what you're doing." Da da da. The whole time that's them. And you guys got to be very grounded in yourself and not let these demons mess with your sense of identity. 7-7 Heaven's Army, Epidemic, appreciate it. A lot of us had to go through the trenches to get this knowledge. 'Cause a lot of us was out there fighting by ourselves. And we were confused for a very long time because everyone else was making you out to be the issue. And then you're thinking to yourself, if everyone is saying you're the issue, then you must be the issue. Whole time you're one of the 5% that is like awakened of the light, and it was always these people that was around you. But having, even though it was hard, guys, even though we was getting jumped in the beginning, even though like we went through some of the worst relationships of all time, at least we made it. Hey, W's in the chat to everybody. At least we made it. As horrible as the stuff was, you came out the other side with some very cool knowledge. Epidemic, you going crazy with the gifts. Thank you. Because now a honey trap could probably play in your face and you're like, oh, this is what's going on. And then you're able to disconnect. And once you have this knowledge and you start being a rogue outside of the Truman Show, they start doing this stuff to you, they're gonna get very freaked out because they can't control you as like they do as like other people in the Matrix. These demons, they all do the same things. Some things honey traps will do to you guys, the succubus, the incubus, they will try to trap you guys with lust. And for a lot of you guys, like we stopped being lustful a long time ago. We awakened, we started dealing with demons back to back to back. We're like, oh no, we're good off of that. A lot of us have exited the dating game and just said we'll attract our person when we do. And that's why when people try to trap you with lust, the manipulation games, the confusing you be like seeing it and you be thinking to yourself, like, damn, they don't even know. And then you just cut them off, and then they're like, wait, 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 come back, come back. I'm sorry, sorry. Like, okay, you win. And then you be thinking to yourself, you're not playing a game. These Hunger Games, these power games, they be thinking to themselves, like, all right, you got the control, you win. You're like, you're not, you don't even want that. People start playing, and now they can no longer like contact you guys. You guys are now sapiosexuals. You guys are now demisexuals. Being that will protect you from honey traps within itself, and you guys didn't even know that probably happened to you. But a lot of you guys can't even gain attraction to somebody now unless you have an emotional connection to them, unless you like the way that they think. Some of you guys probably thought you were asexual for a minute. You're like, all right, they traumatized me so much, my nervous system was burnt out. I'm probably asexual. But then you probably talked to somebody, connected with them a little bit, the attraction came in. You're like, oh, that's what's going on. Epidemic, thank you, thank you. 777. Melly Mel, appreciate it. And for a lot of you guys in here, that I'm not saying that's like everybody, but some of you guys is probably thinking you're asexual. That's like all that's probably what it is. You just need someone that's on your frequency. But I hate to tell you guys this as well. Society, the matrix advice is once you heal, you'll be able to attract the best partner. It's gonna be easy, this and that. You start awakening, you realize that when you get this information, it becomes harder and harder because you start to have less of a pool of people to choose from in the dating game. And it's not like once you awaken, everyone is everyone that is awakened is a good candidate. Because there's some people that awaken and go straight demon mode. And I used to, okay, once again, guys, like I said, I be telling you guys about my naive ways. But I used to think once you awaken, every spiritual person was a cool person. I used to think that if you were spiritual, everyone just had their ego death. Come to find out that some spiritual people fight that process and they don't have their ego death. And those are scary people to be around because what do you mean you have this spiritual knowledge, but you're using it for evil? I didn't even want to believe that until I start seeing the stories online and I start going through it myself. I'm like, damn, who can we talk to? If I didn't have this community and have you guys on here, I would just think I was by myself out here. And that's why my name is You're Not Alone, because I'm like, there's others of us out here, but a majority of these people are just moving in a demonic way. And the scary part about it is if a majority of people are operating in demonic energy and you're one of the few people that's not, they make you guys the enemy. We're the enemy, guys, apparently. We got that Care Bear energy. We're smiling. We're saying, hey, how are you guys? And they're screaming and saying we're scary and stuff. Hey, Galaxy, thank you. Hey, you guys are going very crazy with the gifts right now. Thank you. I really appreciate it. It's pray. I can speak blank on evil people. Do is I feel you. Hey, appreciate it though, epidemic. Thank you. But yeah, apparently, like we're the demons, guys. I don't know if you guys got the memo. How many of you guys have people making you the villain in their story right now? Drop ones in the chat. Some of the stories you're gonna be hearing about you is gonna be so left field that some of them you're not even gonna get mad at. You're gonna just like be like curious of like how did you even get to that conclusion? You're probably someone that grew up empathetic, codependent, people pleaser, and in the story that they're making up about you, they're making you out to be like some evil warlord that is in charge of the narcissist. And you're like, you wish you had some of that like backbone that you're like describing of this person. But once again, guys, like we live in a world where a lot of people are projecting, and because a majority of people are operating within this energy, it's going to be very confusing dealing with them when they're making you the issue. You guys have probably experienced this whenever like you got into like a group like environment. This could be like a 9 to 5. This could be your family system. This could be a friend group. Because you're that one person that's vibrating at a certain level, because you're that one person that's operating out of truth, you're the one that kind of sticks out. And because you stick out, you become the target immediately. Epidemic going crazy. Thank you. And once again, like when you think logically and you keep thinking it's like multiple people going against you, you think to yourself, like, damn, I must be the issue. Come to find out, you guys had a bounty on your head. Covens have been after you, cults. That's why this spirituality, guys, is like a whole new world. You was in that cave with everybody else. You just thought everyone was normal, everyone was cool. Then you walk out the cave, you start seeing the demons is on people. That gets very overstimulating. Some of you guys probably unlocked discernment. You guys didn't leave the house like for months after that. Some of you guys unlocked discernment. You stopped talking. You went nonverbal immediately. Because you unlocked discernment, you start thinking like, damn, these people was manipulating me my whole life, bullying me. And not even just doing that, but doing it and also making you the issue. That is sick. How are you siphoning me and saying I'm the issue? Like, that's very crazy. So, because of that, a lot of you guys became hermits. You're like, you know what? Humanity, society is not for me. I don't know why this is coming so easy for everybody else, but hey, you know what? When I'm in the house, I don't have to battle this stuff. So, epidemic, thank you, thank you. But then you're in the house, you start going through your dark night of soul, ego death. You start figuring this stuff out. And now you guys are proud to even be on this side, but it was not an easy journey because some of you guys awaken and you start researching, like, how do you undo this stuff? This is horrible. Because some of you guys would much rather go back into illusion than knowing that you're different and getting targeted for it. But it's just growing pains. A lot of us have to go through it. Me, myself, I went through it. I'm like, yo, like, this is horrible. Why am I the only one thinking like this? Put me back in. But when you were back in, like, that's, you were still getting attacked. So whether you're awakened or whether you're unawakened, you're gonna get attacked. So me, myself, I'd much rather be on this side because now I know what's going on and now I can protect myself accordingly. Now, beforehand, when you guys were probably lonely, you would let someone come into your life. You're like, a lot of you guys are just doing stuff for the plot. Like when you're unawakened, you're kind of just like freestyling life. That's not your thoughts. That's why you kept finding yourself in the most demonic relationships. But now that you're awakened, you can move with a sense of purpose. Anyone that comes into your energy, that is like on purpose. Like now you can vet them out. Now you can see if they're battling any types of trauma. Now you guys can see into the future and be like, they're probably gonna do this, so I'm gonna stay away. Before you just let anybody into your life and hope for the best. And that almost literally took you out. And that's not even an over exaggeration. It didn't take a honey trap much to come around you. Like All the honey trap had to say was, "You're cute." Yeah, oh, cool. Now you're in a spiral of misery for like the next 2 or 3 years. Now you guys are a lot more careful with who you let into your energy. You guys run a very strict program now. People start tripping, epidemic. Thank you. People start tripping. Hey, you didn't make the cut. You're out of here. But I only did one thing. Hey, you didn't make the cut because you guys also have pattern recognition. You guys be seeing. You're like, I've seen this before. Then you think back. They remember like that level 50 demon. You're like, oh nah. I'm good. People be saying you're too strict. People be saying you don't explain your nah. I saw this like 2 years ago. That person like was doing some crazy stuff. I'm straight. And that's why like a lot of people are not really gonna like you guys because they're gonna think you're too strict. When in reality, you see things that other people don't see. And then because you see things that other people don't see, they're gonna play with your intelligence a lot. You be so connected and so tapped in. People be playing in your face, and you be thinking to yourself, like, I see you. And this is another trippy thing about this reality. They will never know how far your discernment goes. You can literally tell someone you see what they're doing, and they'll literally double down on it. And you're like, yo, I got no choice but to cut this person off. A lot of people don't want to change at all. They sold their souls and they've been having fun. They've been having a ball. Epidemic, thank you. A lot of people just want to be weird in peace. They want to be demonic without having anyone do anything. And that's why you guys are put here on this planet because you guys are put here to shut these demons down. You guys probably don't want to do it, but hey, that's what you guys are put here to do. You guys are exorcists. Just as that movie, they be like saying stuff. They be saying stuff like to the demon, and then the demon starts tripping and whatnot. You guys just do that by being around somebody. You get around a demon, you don't even have to say anything. They just start tripping. How many of you guys have noticed something like that? Drop ones in the chat. And when you start noticing this stuff, once again, like this information, guys, is not like it's only like 5% of us like out here that's actually like operating in this knowledge for the most part. I can say honey trap in here, I can say narcissist, I can say warlock, and you guys are gonna know what I'm talking about. You say this out there, you tell someone like, oh, I got a light about me, and that's gonna make them their demons start tripping. They're gonna be like, hey, like, I don't know what type of movie you was watching. You was probably on TikTok for too long, but just ground yourself, you're good. When in reality, that's exactly how it is. Other people don't see because remember, a lot of people operate behind the veil. These demons, they do things to manipulate people around them so they can't see who they are. But you're so tapped in, all you need is for them to say one or two sentences, and you're already knowing that, like, oh, this is like a demon or something. And these people have been getting away with this stuff for a minute. That's why you be thinking to yourself, like, when this honey trap comes your way, they start trying to manipulate you with lust. They start playing the games that they be playing. You be thinking it's very obvious because you're tapped in, but before you, they probably just did this to the last 10 people and they're on a streak. They were just getting everybody with the same thing, same thing, same thing, same thing. And one way to know that you guys are dealing with a honey trap is if that person can't stay single, if they are always got to be in some type of relationship, if they're always chasing after other people, that's a honey trap. They keep go bouncing from person to person to victimize them. Appreciate the heart, me. And then when it come to you guys are like the final boss to these people. They start not being able to manipulate you because once again, that's what you guys are put here to shut these people down. And then once again, because you guys are exorcists, they're going to try to manipulate you. And when it doesn't work, once again, they start tripping. People don't like when you don't let them manipulate. Like it's very crazy. You guys aren't even judgmental people. If someone tries to manipulate you and you see it, you just think to yourself like, "Oh, you're weird or you're a demon. I'm good. Like I'm good. I'm not gonna snitch on you. I'm not gonna expose you. You're good. Just leave me alone." But for a lot of people, if you don't let them manipulate you, now you got a arch nemesis. Now they're like, "We got to go to war," and you're thinking to yourself, "We don't got to do this." A lot of you guys find yourselves in situations you don't want to play these games with people, but they force you to play because remember, we're in a Truman Show. If you're trying to operate outside of the game, that makes you a target because they be thinking, "Who do you think you are? You think you're better than us because you don't want to play or manipulate?" When in reality, you just want peace. And apparently, that's asking for way too much. Tell these demons you just want peace. You don't want to play the game. You don't want to deal with the manipulation tactics. Now they're like, "Nah, we're recruiting you. You're coming to the game." And once again, these honey traps, these demons, they be thinking, Epidemic, appreciate it. These demons be thinking to themselves that just because you don't play the game, because you're not out there manipulating other people, that you don't know how to defend yourself. When in all actuality, because you guys have dealt with these demonic entities for so long, for so much, you guys have got the knowledge to be able to defend yourself. So sometimes when you tell these demons that you don't want to play, it's not like you don't want to play because you're inexperienced. You don't want to play because you know how this stuff is going to go. And then you find yourself like in a lose lose situation because no matter what you do, they're going to try to attach themselves into you in some type of way. Because at the end, when they see that they can't beat you in whatever type of Hunger Games that they're trying to do, that's when the accusations are going to start. A lot of you guys, you don't want to stay around these honey traps for too long. The longer you stay around a honey trap, the worse the blowback is going to be when you finally walk away from that person. Let's say you're like with, let's say you're around a honey trap for like 2 months. Yeah, it's going to be kind of bad, but you'll bounce back within 2 months. They're not probably going to like, they'll probably let you go. They'll probably be a little bit annoying, a little bit pushy. You stay around a honey trap for like 6, 8 months. Now they're potentially going to stalk you like at the end of it. A lot of you guys right now probably have stalkers because you probably stayed with the honey trap for too long. Because these energy vampires, they're siphoning you. And for you to just walk away from them and take back your energy, they don't want to go back to their old life because you already gave them that slice of heaven. And them stalking you, them being in that one sided beef with you, that in a way still keeps them connected to you in some type of way. But at that point, you just got to ignore them, ignore, ignore, ignore. Even though it might be a little bit hard, if they are being like a physical threat to you in the 3D, at that point you got to call the cops, get a restraining order. But all this cyber stalking that people be doing, you just got to ignore this stuff because as soon as you start stressing about it, as soon as you start feeding into that energy, you connect the cord and then you're right back having that person siphon you. So once again, guys, like with you guys being in a dating game, spirituality, being this tapped in, you can only really date people that think like you guys. Some of you guys think that you're destined to be alone, but your person is out there. It's just very few. And understand if you start settling and you start believing what these demons are telling you, that's when you're gonna find yourselves in these type of situations. We live in a narcissistic society where narcissism is glamorized. Like I said earlier, society is like more so like how much narcissistic can you actually be, where you can get what you want. And a lot of people are just like sold their souls to be narcissistic. But I do want to ask the chat something like, how many of you guys like was born in a narcissistic family system? I know we talked about that a little bit earlier, but I want to kind of get an idea because once you guys grow up in a narcissistic family system, Like I said, that kind of just grooms you to be around other narcissists. Narcissists, guys, they're just people that have that Jezebel spirit. They have that Delilah spirit. So a lot of you guys was born and you guys was battling these demons from a very young age. And Noah Jezebel is just an overt narcissist. And a Delilah, that's a covert narc. And I'd rather deal and trust this, I would rather not be around any type of narcissist, but I would rather deal with a Jezebel than a Delilah because those covert narcs, they're very sneaky, they're very tactical. Those are the ones that will have you confused, thinking to yourself, like, are they really narcissistic? That's why your discernment that you're gonna have on this path, you just really gotta trust yourself. If you feel like something's off about somebody, that they might be narcissistic, that's your discernment kicking in to let you know that you're dealing with a narc. But in a society, when you're dealing with the left side of your brain, which is the logical side, and your intuitive side, you gaslight yourself a lot when you notice someone is a narcissist. And it takes for them to do something very demonic, something very left field for you to be like, oh, that is who they are. Remember, a majority of people are operating from this energy. And if you're that one empathetic individual and they know that you see who they are, they will start targeting you. And that's why a lot of you guys deal with the same script when it comes to being in these groups. Because these cults, these covens, these toxic groups, they're always being led by the most narcissistic individual. And when they first meet you, they be thinking to themselves that you're gonna submit to who they are. And when you guys are tapped in, you guys aren't submitting to anybody. You didn't submit to this matrix, so why are you gonna submit to like some group leader that's being narcissistic? And you guys be experiencing the same thing over and over, even when you were young, when it came to your family system, but you couldn't control the dynamic. Now you can walk away from a group no issue. But when you were young, you were kind of just forced to be around this stuff. Every time you went against their ways, they start attacking you, making you the issue. A lot of you guys are scapegoats in here. And because they scapegoated you so much, you just always thought that you were the issue. Like, damn, like, should I do this like a little bit different? If I have the same likes, they might treat me a little bit differently. Understand that when you guys have that light, a narcissist is never gonna like you guys. They'll like you if you stick around them and you're supplying them with that energy. But as we all see, these narcs love you on a conditional basis. And if you no longer have that energy, these narcs are gonna discard you very fast. And a lot of you guys have to figure this stuff out the hard way because you were around the narcs for too long. You lost all your energy. You know how much energy you have to lose to go to rock bottom? That means they were just siphoning you, not reciprocating back any energy. Because in our reality, what we currently have right now is manifested from our energy, our frequency, and our thoughts. If you guys hit a rock bottom and it was due to the narcissist, they just like they was giving you no energy back. And these narcs, it's because of course this stuff isn't like you're not out here saying, give me this energy, I'll give it back. All this stuff kind of just happens automatically. But it will be like with these narcs, whenever you would try to get energy back in the form of like advice, just to get it reciprocated, they would always fight back. They will always make you the issue. And even though these demons was draining you, by the end of the dynamic, once again, they'll make you the villain. Remember, guys, in this narcissistic society, when you're that one empath that's out there, they will constantly villainize you. And that's why a lot of us had to go through that rock bottom to see what we were dealing with. Because now that we came out that rock bottom, we can see people as clear as day. Who in here has a good narc detector? Who in here can see a narc coming from like a mile away? Drop ones in the chat. So that's why something good did come out of that rock bottom. Something good did come out of having those sleeper agents being activated. Yeah, so warlocks, Jezebels, Delilahs, they can't hide from you guys. Delilah might kind of get under your radar, but you're still kind of you're gonna be feeling like something is off. But because of this, a lot of narcs aren't going to like you guys. Because narcs, they put other people under spells to see them for as like good people, as like regular human beings. And with you guys, like they can tell like you're not really falling for the BS. But it's like a spectrum. Like some of them will be able to tell, and then others will like they won't. Like even if like you they'll take like pretty much like what they're doing. They think that every time they're manipulating that you're falling for it. And those be the people that were when you play dumb and reveal, that's when they start freaking out. But everything that these people be doing to you guys is just very obvious. And then once again, you be thinking that people are playing in your face and taking you for a fool. But before you awaken to this stuff, that's what they were doing to you, and you weren't able to see it. So it's actually a good thing that you guys have awakened and now you guys can see this stuff as clear as day. And once again, you guys are going to be the villain in society. You guys probably have a group out there calling you a narcissist, planning some type of smear campaign. Because that's something narcs will do is do smear campaigns on you because they can't control you. In this Truman Show, they were trying to manipulate you. They were trying to get you under their control. Once they saw that they weren't able to control you, they went to other people and it's like, you know what? They're this, they're that. Start gossiping, and you're like, what is going on right now? Start doing the humiliation rituals on you guys. Because these narcs, they're very egotistical. They need that control. You're not even someone that wants to even play this game. You're not even someone that wants to battle this and that. You want to just be left alone. But they're like, nah, we're going to recruit you by doing a smear campaign. And now you have no choice but to fight back, but to defend yourself. And that's what we were doing in the beginning. We would always defend ourselves. Like, why are you lying on us? Every lie you heard about you, like, that's not true. Stop. You guys was getting stressed out, screaming from the top of your lungs, stop it. And they were having a good time doing that. You were an easy person to siphon that energy from. As soon as they start the lies, you just start giving the group the energy, giving the group your energy. Now you guys are awakened to this stuff. At least some of you guys in the chat, if we got some newcomers in here, just know that what you're supposed to do is just ignore this stuff. And also know that by ignoring it, you're about to be on the brink of a breakthrough. If you guys are dealing with a smear campaign right now, a bunch of narcs coming after you guys, that means you got a breakthrough coming. And you guys gotta don't be stressed out about it. Just start to be like, oh, this is amazing. And then when you can reframe it that way, these narcs are going to, hey, thank you, appreciate it. These narcs are gonna start getting pissed off because they're like, what else can we throw at this person? Alchemizing, guys, you guys have become master alchemists, like on the end other side of your isolation season and dealing with these narcs. No energy that goes your way is bad. People send you positive energy. They tell you, good job. I knew you can make that, this and that. Amazing. People send negative energy your way. You can turn that into a positive. What these people do is they send demonic entities your way to mess with your mental. That is the witchcraft. But a lot of you guys have got advanced when they send those demons. You use that to your benefit. Sometimes demons attack you and you wouldn't have elevated if they had not attacked you. And that's why some of these demons get pissed off because they're like, we should have just left that person alone. Appreciate it. The reason a lot of you guys even have these abilities is because you got attacked in the first place. If they never attacked you, you would have been straight. You would have still been out there letting them manipulate you, just being under their thumb. But one day they just pushed you way too far, and they knew they messed up. They're like they got a little bit too greedy for your energy. They tried to take from you when you had nothing left. And once again, I'd be trying to think how it is to be in these demon shoes. Because if I'm like, yo, I need this person to stay like this, to stay under my thumb, I would have gave that person some energy back. Like, here, get yourself out of this situation. They took your energy and dipped and left you to figure it out for yourself. And they probably thought you was never coming back up from that situation. That's why a lot of you guys, like you guys be having people think you're a ghost, a zombie. How did this person make it back up? Because not only did you make it back up, because when you went through that situation, this is where you were at. You had like a group of narcs jump you, and then you went back down here to rock bottom, and then you had to probably go lower because it just kept getting worse and worse and worse. Figured out you had a rock bottom, had a basement. So it kind of makes sense because if the demons are up here and they're watching you be down here, you're not even on the playing board anymore. So that's why this person's not coming back up. But something about you guys got that resilience about you. You guys are telling yourself, like, all right, like, you know what? I got to figure this stuff out. So you guys, like, right now, you're not on the drawing board at all. But you guys started learning. You guys started going to the gym, tapping into spirituality, building a relationship with God, getting your money up. And then you start coming here, the demons are like, yo, where'd that person come from? And not only did you get back to your regular level, you guys kept going. You guys kept going. And now you left the timelines of those demons, and they know they played a part in that because they know you alchemized all that negative energy and you was able to pull yourself back up. And a lot of them are pissed off, not at you, but at themselves for even doing that. And a lot of them hate that they even burned that bridge with you to begin with. Because some of these demons are going to think that you forgot. At least some of these demons you can respect. Because the ones that's like, damn, like we really did them like that, they remember. We're never gonna have that person ever again. Those demons you can respect. You're like, all right, they know they messed up. Some of these demons are gonna try to come back and act like you forgot. Like, hey, we're cool. Like, I always believed in you. I knew you can do it. When you didn't hear from that person at all when you was at your lowest moment. Because with these demons, they love you on that conditional basis. When you had nothing and you lost everything, they didn't even see you as like a regular person. They only see you as like a something to provide something for them. So they wait till you come back up. And then some of them, they be trying to ask for things from you guys. And like, you're insane. Now you guys are back up. You guys got your money back, this and that. And the same ones that jumped you is like asking for money. At that point, you just gotta like tell yourself you're dealing with like some very delusional people. Envy, appreciate it. But you guys are also probably happy. No, not probably. You guys are happy you went through that stuff. Because for one thing, a lot of you guys was wanting things from God, wanting to manifest certain things, but you couldn't get those things in your reality until you got away from the narcissist. Because yeah, right now in time, people think that you guys are strict now. You guys are too stern with your boundaries. But once upon a time, you guys was giving everything away. You guys was giving money away, giving energy away, making sure people were good when you weren't good. And that literally almost got you taken out. And God knew that if He gave you what you wanted, you would have just given that stuff away to other people because that's how giving you are. And I'm not saying being a giving person is a bad thing, but now you guys have the discernment to know who you can give to and who you can't. Because some of these people are trifling and we know it. There's probably some people out there right now where you gave them the world. And to this day, they're saying you didn't do nothing for them. If you guys have people like that in your reality, drop ones in the chat or not in your reality, but now they're in the past because you probably cut them off. That's when you start knowing you got to be protective with your energy. Because what do you mean I didn't do anything for you? I did this for you. I did that for you. I did that for you. But then as soon as you no longer have the energy, they looked at you as someone that never did anything for them. You guys got to understand this. Not everyone is like that out there. Now that you guys have got through that, that was like your darkest moment. Now you guys are in this next timeline where now you can start attracting better people. Remember though, we signed soul contracts, so we started the hardest game like we were just around the worst of the worst from the jump. Some people when they sign that soul contract, they don't start battling Jezebels until like when they're like 20s, 30s. You guys was kids battling demons that you were never supposed to start battling. Or not never supposed to because you signed up for it, but the norm is that people don't really battle this stuff until later on in life. And that's why with a lot of people, you can open up about these things. People aren't going to believe you, or they're going to think you're over exaggerating, or you complain too much. Tell someone in the matrix that you cut off your parents. See what they tell you. Tell someone in the matrix your sibling end up doing this or that. Their matrix program is going to kick in immediately. They're going to start defending them. And a lot of these people are going to victim blame you guys. And that's why it took a long time for you guys to even wake up because you guys attract a lot of contrarians. And contrarians are just people that's like always making you the issue. They always want to disagree with you. That stuff will drive you insane growing up because you're like, I know what I'm seeing. But every time you open up, they find some way to blame you. And you're like, what is going on right now? They victim blame and shift. Exactly. But once again, a lot of this stuff isn't malicious because they're going off of their own reality, their own. A lot of people kind of like operate from solipsism, and solipsism is them only thinking that their perspective is the only like reality, and they kind of judge you and your life through their lens, and they think to themselves like, "Oh well, I don't have a bad family. My dad, my mom, they'll never do that to me." So that means that your parents won't do that to you as well. And this stuff will gaslight you as well. The gaslighting used to really affect us when we were young because we didn't know how deep this stuff went. So anytime we opened up and we got some of the worst advice of all time, we just believed it. We were like, okay, maybe I am tripping. Even after your parents or your family members just did the worst thing to you, stole your money, friend might tell you like, oh, they probably needed it. Remember they provided for you. You're like, oh, maybe you're right. It took us a minute to be like, you know what, F this. And how you guys knew you weren't the issue because once you guys escaped whoever was draining you, your life just got amazing. Your life just became like start taking off and you realize these people are holding you back for a very long time. Because when you was in that rock bottom, it didn't take you long to be able to like get back to your regular level and then be on a higher level because now you no longer have these people draining you. Remember, a lot of these demons were gatekeepers to keep you from getting to the next level. And as soon as you get away from these demons and you start putting that energy back into yourself, you start getting away from the negativity, life just starts to become amazing because you no longer have narcissistic demons trying to take you out every single day. And once again, once you kind of go through all this stuff, you go through your humiliation rituals, you get jumped, you start getting blessed with your psychic abilities. It was bad in the beginning, but now you guys have became people where you're human lie detectors. You can see narcs coming from a mile away. And it makes operating in the society a lot easier, but also it can be very isolating because you see that there's society would tell you there's only 5% of narcs out there, but us being awakened, we know it's like way more. If anything, there's only 5% of us out there. But when it comes to narcs, there's like we're like surrounded by these people. And when it comes to this spiritual warfare, like we were put down here to knock down these illusions, to expose the truth. Eventually, we will get to a point where this planet is not a majority of narcissists. But because it's a majority of narcissists, the planet itself, it vibrates at the 3D. We have this matrix system that is still up, which means that a majority of people operate from ego and a lot of people are narcissistic. And we're just in the middle of it. And you can't really talk about this stuff with anybody because this stuff is so normalized. Sometimes you'll open up to somebody about what is going on and what you're experiencing, and they'll minimize it whole time. It's because they're the ones doing the same things. If people try to negate these experiences that you're talking about, there's a good chance that's because they're the ones doing these things as well. Narcs are going to back other narc behavior. That's why when you have someone do something weird to you, they go find other weird people to validate said weird behavior. Like on paper, you just know someone just did you in, slimed you out. And if they talked about this situation with anybody else, they will let them know, like, hey, you were in the wrong for that. But they got to go find another supervillain to validate said behavior. And now you're battling a group of delusional people, and that stuff happens all the time. Battling delusional people, that's not a fun thing to deal with. Yeah, we know we're gonna ignore it. Yeah, we know we're not gonna let it affect us. But to have these delusional people say all these different stories about you, that stuff is like funny but frustrating at the same time. Because sometimes you'll think to yourself, like, do they really believe these lies? And narcs, they're very delusional where they make it to the point of a lot of them do believe the lies. A lot of them just truly believe you're the villain because that has been a safety mechanism that they've been using their whole life. Because if they didn't have that safety mechanism, if they admitted to themselves that they were the issue, they will have an identity crisis. And that's why anyone that is threatening their way of living, the way that they see the world, they're going to make you the issue. And that's why sometimes like you guys don't even have to do anything to these people. They just feel your energy. It's like you're just kind of exposing who they are as a person. What God is gonna do to you guys a lot on this journey as well too is they're gonna put people on your path where they're like really pretending to be somebody, and the person that they're pretending to be is who you are. And those people will hate you so much because things that come easy to you, they're playing a character. Every day they gotta tell themselves how to act to be who you just are naturally. And when they first meet you, they're gonna think you're pretending too. And they're gonna be happy to meet you, like someone that's like me, someone that's pretending. But when they realize that you're not pretending, now they gotta target you. Now you're like battling like the evil version of you, someone that was never able to figure it out. And because they can't figure it out, are they going to be like, you know what? I want to be like this person. Let me go do my shadow work. Let me go read some books. Let me go watch some psychological videos and elevate. In a perfect world, that's what would happen. And that's what's supposed to happen because you guys expose people's demons and they have the option to see what that trigger was and get better, or they can stay delusional and get even worse. And unfortunately, that's what happens to a lot of you guys. They're like, they are who they say they are, and they become like an even higher level demon. And you're seeing this person malfunction in real time. And now they're going to such great lengths to try to ruin your life, all because you're an authentic individual. And once again, this stuff sounds crazy to the normal person, but you guys are in here saying, right, yes, facts, this and that, because you guys have seen it with your own eyes. And I can understand it too. Like, if I said this stuff to my old me before I awakened, I wouldn't even believe it. I would be thinking I went crazy somewhere along this journey. I'll tell my old self, like, hey, your authenticity is going to trigger people. Saying that out loud doesn't even sound real until you see this stuff in real life and see people getting possessed, all because you're not playing a game. And once again, you guys have a bounty on your head And these demons don't care about the vessel at all. These demons are gonna sacrifice these vessels to try to get to you guys. Obviously, you guys are protected. The weapons are gonna form, but they're not gonna prosper. But that vessel gotta go through some nasty karma for messing with you guys. But at the same time, can you really feel bad for them? Because the only reason they're getting possessed right now is because they refuse to do the work. If they were doing the work, they wouldn't be attacking you guys. They would be like elevating and getting their own type of blessings. But these demons, they live in a scarcity type of mindset. And once again, this stuff is going to sound crazy, but they think that if you have more, that means that they're going to lose. That's how in scarcity that they are. So they think that in order for them to be happy, they got to make you more depressed. They got to pull you down to their level. Or something you're going to experience with these narcs a lot is they like to be in secret competition with people. And that's something we never got as people because once again, we're not playing a game. We're not in competition with, well, no, we are actually in competition just with the version of us yesterday, but we're not looking at other people, but they don't care. They're like, You're going to play with me. You're going to be in a competition with me." And you're thinking to yourself, like, what are you talking about? And with those secret competitions, there's no way you can exit it because what are you going to do? Like, stop being yourself? They set themselves up for their own demise, and all you can really do is watch as they go insane. Because what they're gonna do, they're gonna recruit you to the Hunger Games. They're gonna recruit you to the competition, and they're gonna be so hyped up because they're gonna think that once I beat this person, I'm gonna get their life. I'm gonna get their energy, and they start getting excited. But then when they start realizing that they're trying really hard, they're trying really hard, and they see that you're not even like aware that a competition is even going on. They're sweating. They're trying their hardest. You end up beating them. You didn't even know a competition was even happening. At that point, they're gonna like really start attacking you. Like, how dare you? And you're like, like you don't like what is happening. Once again, guys, you guys are gonna be dealing with some very delusional people out there. Never get to the point where like you're trying to understand their psychology. And you guys are very observant people. You guys be curious. Like when it comes to some demons, turn that curiosity off. Like just tell yourself you're dealing with a crazy person and keep it pushing. Because that curiosity gonna get some of you guys in trouble. You're like, I've never seen this before. I need to figure them out. That's gonna drive you crazy because like they're not moving in a rational way. Your pattern recognition could pick up on certain things, but there's something going on in there that is just making them move so irrational. And once again, if you stay around them for too long, you could end up getting a stalker because what these people are gonna do, they like hate you and they like you at the same time. They hate that they like you and they have that internal war going on. It's like they want to be like you, but they hate that it's you. And it's like all this like weird stuff in their heads. So that's when they start becoming very obsessive about you. They want to stalk what you got going on, watching your social media. And then the scary part about it is the vessel, their demon is making them do this, but they're gonna have to make up some type of like reason in their head of like why they're doing it. There's someone out here right now that's trying to validate stalking you guys. They can't stop doing it because their demons making them do it. The vessel feels like something's off, but they gotta kind of make up like a reason. And you will hear some of like the most dumbest reasons that people will validate stalking you. They'll probably say, like, they cut me off for no reason. Now I gotta watch you. Like, how does that validate you stalking somebody? Or they'll probably say, like you asked for this, or like something, guys. Like they be making up some very crazy reasons. Once again, I just went down the rabbit hole trying to like understand why they do it. I gotta pull myself back out because that's gonna drive me crazy. That's why you just got to start ignoring these things. A lot of these people, they're not really moving with intention. If right now you guys somehow got the attention of a stalker, they will eventually burn out. Sometimes it's not a lifelong thing, But this is how you know that you guys are like have like a very rare energy, because how these stalkers normally move is if they find someone else that had a better energy than you, they'll forget about you and start like stalking that person and being obsessed. But some of you guys vibrate very high that they never meet your energy again in another person. So that's when they're like, all right, now like they're gonna like stalk you for like a very long time. And that's what this matrix is gonna employ to you guys as well. I can't say that word here on stream, but like G stalkers, because these demons travel in packs. These demons will stalk you like together. Like it's a very weird thing. There's some people out there like all they can really do every time you make a post, every time you do something, they screenshot it. They screenshot it. They put it in a group chat. This is what they're up to. This is what they're doing. And once again, they validate the weird behavior. So all of them doing the same thing, they don't even know it's a weird thing. That's why some of you guys had to kind of get off of social media, because you guys can feel that evil eye hitting you in the face. You can feel people stalking you. And once again, how you know how delusional these people are, follow this thought process, because you would think that someone that does you wrong and you cut them off because they were the one that did you wrong, they didn't like you in some type of way, they had some type of animosity, they would be happy to get out of your life. Like, amazing. You didn't like me to begin with. But in this reality, once again, because they move in a delusional type of way, they will do something to you. They will feel guilty about it, but now they got to stalk you because they feel guilty. They don't like you, but they still got to keep up with you. And other people, they don't like you, but they still want access to you guys. That's why you guys got to be able to sense this stuff, know who you're dealing with, know to get them out of your life, because the signs are going to be there. What are some signs to know someone is narcissistic? Drop some answers in the chat. Signs to know someone is narcissistic. People that are still trying to figure this stuff out, look at these signs. Please, please know you're dealing with one, because the quicker you can get away from a narcissistic individual, the better your life is going to become. Hey, Jock, on the TikTok side, just pin one of those comments. They'll love bomb you, no accountability, controlling, zero empathy. Michelle, appreciate the roses. Thank you. And when we say no empathy, they don't have any empathy. And yes, they take no type of accountability. But you guys got to understand how you guys feel about other people, how you guys care about other individuals, how you live in an abundant mindset and you want everyone to win. They don't think like that. A lot of times these darks will cry in your face. That is like fake tears that's coming out. And it took a lot of you guys a long time to learn that, because you thinking to yourself, who would fake cry? Like who would do something like that? Warlocks are just advanced narcissists. All warlocks are narcissists, but not all narcissists are warlocks. Warlocks are that next level guys, narcs that know how to manipulate very, very well. They're very tapped in. They know how to do it in a way other people don't really see it. They operate from plausible deniability. When you guys are tapped in though, like you'll feel like when you're dealing with a warlock, but it's just very hard to prove. If you guys was thinking to yourself that, yeah, I can't really tell anyone else that someone's a narcissist because they won't see it, warlocks is at a whole nother level, because warlocks be having everyone just like thinking they're the best person in the world. A lot of these warlocks are like love and light too. Like they be like smiling, they be seeming cool, they be throwing you off sometimes. You're like, damn, am I tripping? They just did all this nice stuff. They just bought like drinks for everybody. They're strategic though. They're very cunning. They're Machiavellians. Everything they do has a reason to it. They don't really do anything like on accident. They know how to control the perception of a room. They know who can be an issue. They know how to turn people against you. Narcs are like people, they turn against you when you know who they are. When you see them, like, and you let them know you know what's going on. Warlocks will like plan this stuff out like 10 steps ahead. But when you guys have the discernment, you can start seeing this stuff from like a mile away. And then you got to start like engaging in psychological warfare, which is not a fun thing to deal with. Yes, you guys have discernment, you can see these things, but man, the psychological warfare lengths they'll go to, these people will never take the L. And if you do beat them, they're always going to try to double down and come back to try to get that win over you. That's why some of you guys end up being in a relationship with warlocks, and that was probably one of the worst relationships of your whole life. Because warlocks, they want to like drain you so they can destiny swap with you. They manipulate you to make you think that that like you're dependent on them. They get you to chase them to give them your energy. Like that's how sick these people are. And by the time you even know what's going on, you lose everything. The wrong relationship can really throw you guys back like a very long time. We talked about that. We talked about that with honey traps. But being with warlocks, people that don't have any type of empathy, it's like you're dealing with the demon himself, like the king of the demons. Be having you think you're crazy. You can't really go to anybody. The person already isolated you from like other people. And once again, narcissism as a whole, they'll never take accountability. You be feeling like you're in a fever dream when you're dealing with a narc because before you awaken, you was trying to have a conversation with all of them because you guys thought logically, you're like 1 + 1 = 2. You're like, if I'm dealing with this narcissist and I know there's an issue, I know if I bring it to them, they'll see my side, we'll be all good. You try to force a narc to take accountability, you're gonna get into a boss battle immediately. You guys have experienced it. You try to get a narc to take accountability, the boss meter is gonna appear under the narc and get ready for one of the most confusing conversations you're ever gonna be in. They don't even try to understand you. They go straight to manipulation because these narcs take accountability as a threat to to their identity. They be it could be like something very small too. Something very small. You could probably be living with a narcissist and they didn't clean the table or something. You can just tell the narcissist, like, hey, look, you didn't clean the table. Like, can you make sure you do it for next time? Like, what do you mean? I did clean up the table. You're like, well, no, because I saw it and I wiped it down. But it's cool, you're good. Just make sure you do it again. Why are you accusing me of that? And now you're in a boss battle. And if you guys don't know what's going on, if you guys don't have this information, the gaslighting be so dumb. You start thinking to yourself, like, damn, am I tripping? Did I wipe down that table? These people will make you sick. Like they'll make you like physically sick because you have to constantly think, like, what's going on? Am I dealing with the regular person? Why is it every time I try to have a conversation with them, it's always some type of issue? Narcissists are put here to put you guys in a state of confusion. If you even got to think that, like, yo, like, is this what's going on? They got something going on with them. They be projecting their energy onto you, and you guys always want to self reflect and think you're the issue. You're not feeling the way that you're feeling for no reason. And it's only because you guys are around them so much you think that's a regular feeling. I guarantee anyone in this chat that like vibrates at our level, if you met us in person, it will just be clarity. It will just be an amazing conversation. You guys can even see the people in the chat. You guys talk like we all just understand each other. There's no confusion. We be having the best conversations in here. And that's how it will be in real life. You talking to a narcissist, like you're always just confused. Like, what is going on? You be feeling like you're talking to like a little kid or something. Come to find out, that's exactly who they are. Because narcs, when it comes to these demons, they're possessed because they haven't figured out their trauma. Somewhere along their journey, they just gave up. The trauma was like way too much for them. And wherever they made that decision, that's where they're mentally at in their age. 40-year-old might have to end the YouTube stream. It's starting to trip. If it fixes itself right now, we're good. But if it keeps tripping, I'm gonna end it. But yeah, you got to put everyone like at a mental age, because if you talk to a 40-year-old and you're putting them on that level when they're operating from the mindset of like a 15-year-old, that's gonna drive you insane. But if you're able to tell yourself like, oh, this is like a 13-year-old. So now when they start doing the weird things that narcs be doing, it's not gonna trip you out. You're like, oh, you're just demonic. That's just like in you. And I don't really need to be around you. But if I'm forced to be around you, I'm a move accordingly. That's why for you guys, working a 9 to 5 is gonna be very difficult, because you're gonna be that one adult that is surrounded by like overgrown children. How many of you guys feel like when you work a 9 to 5, it's like high school all over again? That's literally what it is. Like, that's not even an over exaggeration. You're surrounded by people that have a high school mentality. Because why are you 45 and gossiping about people? Why are you talking about me? I don't even know you. Clicky. They look at people that are like more popular. Like, we're here to make our money. Like what's going on? And then when it comes to these 9 to 5s, when you're surrounded by these narcissists, you be seeing this stuff. You're like, all right, you guys are just weird. So I'm gonna just go over there and just do my job. Once again, guys, we're in a Truman Show. You trying to like remove yourself from the game just pisses these people off. It's very delusional. For some reason, they think that when you're quiet, you just go up in there, make your money, and go home. They think you're like the worst person in the planet. How dare you just want to do your job? How dare you just want to make your money and go home? We want you in the drama. And that's why these people will force you to gossip. And if you don't gossip, they make you the enemy. It's like a cult initiation. Like, you're just there, like trying to be quiet. It's like, hey, did you see what this person? You're like, please just leave me alone. When it comes to these 9 to 5s, you can't really be on autopilot. Like, you gotta like kind of maneuver through these situations. And it depends on the individual. It depends on the optics. You just kind of really gotta figure it out. But being in an environment where you're surrounded by narcs just comes with a lot of issues. The power Samara, appreciate it. Appreciate it. Because anytime you got to be around multiple narcissists, you just got to start dealing with delusion. Okay, that's just how it is. Narcs like to surround themselves with these things called flying monkeys, with minions that will validate said reality. And a lot of these flying monkeys, they're just like, they know something's up, but what the narc and what the warlock promises these flying monkeys is social validation. They promise them that they're not going to be alone, because that's something that motivates a lot of human beings. A lot of humans can't be by themselves. The fact that you guys can be by yourselves and you guys don't talk to people, a lot of people don't understand you guys. And a lot of them just be thinking that like you probably do hang out with people, but you probably just don't like advertise it, this and that. Nah, you truly like being by yourself, because you understand what comes with being around a lot of people. Beforehand, you was probably around a lot of people and that you're like, nah, you know what? I tried the group thing. That is just not for me. Had to go through your isolation season. Yes, it was hard, but now you can be by yourself. But because a lot of people can't be by themselves, the narcs use that to recruit their flying monkeys. They see weak people that like need to conform. They want that social validation. And they promise them, like, hey, look, if you come be with us, we got you. We'll all be a team. It's pretty much just a gang, to be honest. And that's why when you get around these narcs and they're like around people that be validating their delusion, you be thinking to yourself, like, what am I seeing right now? Because they be doing the craziest things, and you be looking around like no one is questioning this stuff. And if you question them just a little bit, you just start getting jumped by everybody. But you can only see that you'll get jumped if the narc gives the okay, like they snap their fingers, then the pack of wolves are gonna start attacking you and stuff. And let's say you guys have like a showdown with a narcissist or a warlock or something. Understand that once you get through that battle, that's not going to be the end of it, because warlocks and narcs will use flying monkeys to carry out their agenda. When you walk away from narcissists, you think it's over. Now you probably got someone calling your phone. You answer your phone, you answer the phones like, hey, what's going on? Person starts talking like, hey, I heard everyone got it. You got into it with what's the name? Are you okay? Everything good? No, that's a trap, guys. That's a trap. In this reality, people are gonna set up traps for you all the time. You gotta have discernment to be able to see these things. Because we talked about monitoring spirits last stream. If you answer that phone call and they start asking you questions, either be really like be boring or just start lying to them. Some people are against lying to monitoring spirits. I'm not against that. If you're being very pushy with information, sometimes you want to lead me into a trap. I'm gonna give you information to get away from it. And if you guys don't want to do that, just hang up the phone. But if they call you and they're like, "Hey, this such," what they're gonna do, they're gonna mirror you guys. Like this stuff just doesn't happen with honey traps and relationships. Mirroring is something that gets you guys a lot because you guys are tired of being by yourself. You guys are tired of being misunderstood. That is a weakness. You guys got to embrace being different. You guys got to embrace people not understanding you, because if you're so willing to have someone understand you, all they got to do is empathize with you a little bit. All they got to tell you is, I never agreed with that person. That person was horrible. Da da da. And you're like, finally, someone sees what I see. And then you start opening up about everything because you want someone to get your point of view. You want someone to be on your team finally because you're tired of being out here getting jumped. And I understand that because it's so very few times, if at all, that someone will defend you. You guys been fighting for your life for your whole life, just not having anyone defend you. You be getting scapegoated. Remember, a lot of people be having character analysis on you guys. You guys be thinking that people don't be thinking about you guys. You be thinking they don't remember things. People remember things about you so they know what to use on you at a later time. So that flying monkey was like, all right, that person probably wants someone to understand them. They empathize, you open up, and you probably think that's the end of it. But you guys do have discernment. You guys are tapped in. So when you hung up that phone, you probably did feel a little bit off. It was like your right brain fighting the left side of your brain. Your intuitive side was telling you, like, yo, why did you do that? Like, why did you open up to that person? The left side was like, nah, they empathize. They're good. They said that they didn't believe the other person, so we're cool. You guys got to stop gaslighting your discernment. Because once you gaslight it, like give it a couple days or like a week, you'll find out why that was a bad idea. For demons, for warlocks to do their black magic, they need energy. They need the energy because what they do is they manipulate the energy. Black magic is a manipulation of energy. So if they get the energy, they're able to manipulate it and do the spell that they need to do. If you stayed silent, they don't have any energy to manipulate. That's why I be telling you guys, don't talk to people, don't explain certain situations. If you know they're a warlock, leave them be. Like, don't explain yourself. And that's why some of them get pissed off. Like, why won't you explain? It's like they want you to explain so they'll be able to manipulate the situation further. And so you giving information to that flying monkey, you thought they understood you. You thought they empathized with you. They immediately went back to that narc and told them everything you said verbatim. And now, whatever you told that flying monkey, you didn't even tell them in like a vindictive way. You didn't even like talk in a way to like throw anyone under the bus. You just thought you were finally getting someone to understand you, and they used that against you. And that's why a lot of you guys at this point in your life, like you barely trust anybody, if at all, because these things have happened to you so much. Another witchcraft spell that warlocks will do a lot is triangulation. How many of you guys know what triangulation is? Drop ones in the chat. Remember, warlocks, narcs, they always want and need control. Sometimes what's going to happen is, remember, you guys have discernment. You guys be noticing that like some people are just weird. Like where is this coming from? This person is triggered by me. This person's attacking me. But before you guys was advanced in your abilities, you guys wanted to get validated. Wanting to get validated for the things you see, guys, can be dangerous because that sometimes is going to make you open up to the wrong people. So sometimes you're noticing someone be weird and you're thinking to yourself, like, all right, is this person weird? So in a group, you go ask someone else, like, hey, look, have you noticed this person going against me? They've been doing weird stuff, this and that. That person you probably opened up to is probably an arc. And now that you did that, they want to get some type of control over you. And it sounds kind of weird that people will actually do this, but they do. Because once again, you're trying to open up to gain clarity, and that narc is using that information to try to destroy you. Because now, what that narc is going to do, they're going to go to that other person that you opened up about and tell that person everything. Because that narc wants control. And by them doing that, they get to be a puppet master over your life. And the next time you talk to that third individual, now they're even more aware with you. They're attacking you. And the narc is just in the background, just laughing to themselves. Got him. Yes. I'm making them feel depressed. This is very demonic stuff, guys. Like, you guys are thinking how to manifest a better life for yourself. They're using their time and energy to try to take you out. Because you be thinking to yourself, how do you guys have the time for this? If they took half the time and energy that they use to try to take you out, they can literally go be something great. But instead, they'll use all their resources to try to manipulate people. And now they're playing puppet master. But what they fail to realize is that, yeah, your weakness might be trusting people, but you have a lot more gifts that kind of balance the favors. So while they're doing all this weird stuff in the background, you can see what is happening. They might have gotten you a little bit, but you can read energy. So you start unlocking your Sherlock Holmes mode. And as soon as you start unlocking your Sherlock Holmes mode, they got 30 seconds before you figure it all out. Sometimes you don't activate it because they're not on your radar. But as soon as they start doing something weird, all right, detective mode, let's get it. And it does not take you guys long. All it takes is for you guys one sit down session. Sometimes you guys be like figuring this stuff out in front of the person, like while they're talking. You guys disassociate and you guys go like in That's So Raven, just like, that's what they're doing. And then once you break it down, because once again, these narcs, they do these things. They think they're in the shadows and no one sees what they're doing. Once you break this stuff down, they get very scared. Because a narcissist's biggest fear is for people to see them for who they are. And when you see them, it's like now it's like as clear as day. As soon as you find out the last piece of like the pattern recognition files, as soon as you get out like your magnifying glass, put on your Sherlock Holmes glass, and see the narcissist that's in them, you can't unsee this stuff. Someone that once looked kind of cool, good, now they just look like horrendous. Like you see them for the demon that they are. They look like the picture that's like right here. And now you don't want no parts to play with that person. You're like, damn, oh, this is really a demon. I gotta get out of here. You start packing your bags. You're like, yo, we're out. We're good. You be thinking to yourself, like, hey, look, no hard feelings. You're like, I didn't know that's what was going on. I'm out of here. We good. No hard feelings. But narcs love control, so they can't just let you walk away. You just did the worst thing you could have possibly done to the narc. You didn't even have to tell them they are a narcissist. Like you start like protecting your boundaries and protecting your energy. Now they're gonna hunt you down. Because they project themselves onto you as well. Like narcs like to project themselves. So what they think is gonna happen while you're packing your bags and you're trying to go to another timeline and like leave this in the past and elevate and try to figure out what did you even do to attract this person, they're immediately going to try to pull you back down to that reality, because how dare you try to be at peace. There's some people out there, guys, and once again, some things I say, you can only understand me if you went through it. There's some people out there, if you try to walk away peacefully, that just pisses them the fuck off. They would much rather you have like a big battle with them, a showdown. But the fact that you just walked away from them now, and also too, some of them get very paranoid as well, because they don't understand God's gift of discernment, God's discernment. So when you had your Sherlock Holmes investigation skills, you put on the glasses, or either God revealed it to you, you saw something. They don't believe that your discernment is like what showed you what was happening, because they be thinking, how did you go from getting fooled to now you see them for who they are? And now they'll think to themselves like, oh, someone snitched. And you guys right now probably be having a lot of these individuals, a lot of these narcissists very paranoid, because they want to figure out, how do you know what you know? Because if we're being real, guys, you guys know a lot. You guys know a lot. You guys be seeing things, breaking down these people. Because also, too, not only did you expose that narcissist and now you know they are one, you guys know their whole childhood back history, story, their villain origin story. And once again, they're not going to believe that your discernment is what showed you it. So sometimes you guys be causing wars within covens, cults, because they be thinking that someone snitched on them and they think they have a traitor within the group. And let's be real, guys, no one told you anything, right? Everyone in the chat, did anyone tell you anything about that narc? Did your discernment show you, or did someone snitch on them? Nope. Sometimes you guys be getting dreams about these people, and they won't believe that. Imagine if one day you told them like, oh, like I dreamt about it. In the dream you did this, which revealed that you like was moving like this in real life. They're not. Which is kind of ironic. They believe in witchcraft, manipulation, mind control. But as soon as it comes to God-given abilities, as soon as it comes to the good stuff, that's where they draw the line. You start talking about any of the good stuff, now you're delusional, now you're crazy. But when it comes to the rituals that they be doing, when it comes to demonic activity, all that stuff they believe in. But you tell them that you're divinely protected, they're like, what are you talking about? That's not real. Some of them take it as a challenge. You say you're divinely protected, they're like, oh, they got to double down on whatever they're doing, because they're going to show you that you're not divinely protected, because who do you think you are? And they got to find out the hard way. But yeah, with you guys having that discernment and seeing through them, they're not going to believe you. You guys, this is a reason a lot of groups be breaking up, because they're trying to figure out who it was, but now they can't really trust anyone. And all of this because you saw the narc for who they are and you end up walking away. And that's why I be making videos like, you guys unmask the narcissist. You guys expose them. You guys are the exorcist, because you're doing something that a lot of people can't do out here. Because that narcissist you exposed, everyone just thought they were like a ray of sunshine. They thought they were the best person in the planet. Amazing. And another thing that's going to happen, because the narc is projecting themselves onto you, they be thinking, what would I do in this person's situation if I exposed them and I walked away? They're going to think that you're out there trying to expose them. They're going to think that you're out there making like wanted posters about them. Are you guys out here trying to like expose a narcissist, guys? They think you're making wanted posters like, beware this narcissist. He's out there somewhere pretending. You guys just want peace. Like, you're not thinking about anybody. You're like, you guys are so easy to detach from people. You're like, you're weird. You're not. All right. Go be weird over there. But they think that you're out here, like, they still think they're a part of your story, a part of your timeline. And because they think you're out there going to expose them, they get very paranoid. They can't sleep at night. They're like, when's it coming? When's it coming? When are you going to attack them? Because a lot of people too don't believe you're actually a good person. Because remember, guys, there's only like 5% of us out here. So I kind of understand that point. They think you're pretending as well sometimes. And so they think you're out there planning your revenge and like you're really not even thinking about them. So they be tossing and turning in the bed, thinking when is the revenge gonna come? And because they can't handle it, because their own thoughts are eating up at them, they wanna kind of speed up the process, speed up the process. So that's when they start the smear campaign. Because if they do a smear campaign, at least now they can like have that control. If a narc doesn't have any type of control, they start going crazy and they'll do anything to maintain that control. The smear campaign once again kind of gives them control because they could kind of get things moving. And if you ignore a narc in a smear campaign, you will literally drive these people to insanity. Like it's very like it's when you first met them, they had the picture perfect image, they were good. You guys be putting these people through identity crisis. Because once again, you guys don't move like the average person. Everything they're doing, you're just doing the opposite. First off, they didn't expect you to even see who they were. That was strike one, where you terrified them. Like, well, how did they see? What's going on? Then two, now they're trying to figure out who told you. Never really figured it out. They don't believe you have discernment. So that's something else that broke their psyche. Three, they thought you went out there, you were planning your revenge. You walked away peacefully. That was like the nail in the coffin. And then you kept going. You kept moving in a way they didn't expect because everything they were throwing at you and they thought you were going to go this way, you just ignored every single thing. Because on strike three, they already went insane after like strike three. Realistically, they're crazy, like regardless, but I like more crazy. Strike three was like, all right. But then strike four, you ignore the smear campaign. Now they start exposing themselves to other people. That's how crazy they go. At one point, a facade that was carefully crafted, having everyone around them believe this character. Now they're spiraling because of just because you walked away from somebody and you didn't move in the way that they thought you were gonna move. GTD, appreciate it. And you know what makes your guys' life so crazy? That whole story I explained was not a one-off experience. You've been dealing with this stuff your whole life. And they all be doing the same thing. Like it's crazy. Like they all have like the same playbook. Like as soon as like you like it's something happens, they start opening the book. All right, what are we gonna do? Smear campaign, smear campaign. So yeah, this stuff got you in the beginning, but you start paying attention. You're like, oh, this is what's going on. Because the thing about narcissists, yes, you was getting jumped your whole life, but one day you decide to make a change. You start researching this stuff. You're like, all right, this cannot be me. Your whole life you thought you were the issue, but you're like, nah, this just keeps happening. Let me figure this out. You start awakening. You start having your ego death. You start going on YouTube, TikTok, and you guys start freaking out when you start seeing this information. You're like, wait, no, wait. I don't want to believe this. I don't want to believe this. This sounds like what was happening my whole life, but there's no way. Narcissist? Because that would mean that was like almost everyone that was around me. So you would go back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And then you start having an identity crisis. You're like, yo, this is like actually like what is around me. And then you start getting angry. You're like, yo, these people are playing the game my whole life, and I wasn't even aware about it. But then a beautiful thing happens because yeah, you get a little bit angry, but now you got the rule book to the narcissism. It's like a secret book you got to go find out there. And once you find it, it's like you got the keys to the universe pretty much. Because once you read that rule book, you're like, oh, they're not that complicated. Because beforehand, you was putting them on a rational level, and you're like, yo, I don't know why they're moving like this. But then when you get that rule book, you're like, oh, okay, this makes sense. And they can't even help but do the same things over and over. And that's why narcissists don't like you guys, because they can't do anything to you to make you feel any type of way. What's in that narcissistic rule book? Like, what's one thing a narc will try to do to you to try to make you like get under their control? One of those things is trying to exclude you and trying to isolate you. Unfortunately, that does not work on you. How many of you guys had people try to like isolate you thinking it was going to break you? Drop ones down in the chat. They was out there like, all right, what are we going to do about this person? Let's do the isolation ritual. Let's see what happens. They initiate it and they start seeing you smiling and you just enjoying yourself. And they go back to the narcissist and they tell that person like, I think they like being by themselves. And the narcissist is gonna say, what? No, impossible. Who likes being by themselves? You actually like that. If we Once again, we're not lying. People think that we're pretending, like we're literally by ourselves a lot. God already gave us this lesson a long time ago. If they did it like probably like 3 years ago, 4 years ago, yeah, it would have broke us. That you would have got us. You would have got us, definitely. But you gotta come up with more tricks if you want to break us, because God already gave us our lessons. You're like 3 years too late. So now they start thinking like, okay, well, what else can we do? Like open up the book, open up the book. Humiliation ritual. Let's do it. Let's do it. They initiate it on you. They try to humble you. They try to embarrass you. And then you just stay straight face. You don't react to it. You stay calm. They go back to the narcissist like, yo, they didn't react at all. Like, didn't all you guys jump that person? Wasn't it six against one? Yeah, but I don't know. They looked like they were unbothered. It kind of freaked me out a little bit. And then they start to wise up. They're thinking like, I think they know what's going on. I think they got the rule book. And then once they know you guys are fully aware, now they don't want to deal with you guys anymore. They throw the whole rule book away and they start calling you the narcissist. Once they can't manipulate you, like you're like an evil villain out here. Like, and you're just all you be doing is ignoring the stuff they be doing. But ultimately, ignoring people is like doing a return to sender. And they wouldn't be feeling the way they were feeling if they just left you alone. But once again, they can't. Some of you guys are very nice out there too. Like you guys be warning people ahead of time because you guys actually care about people, even these demons. You want everyone to figure it out. A lot of you guys be praying for people in here, and they still got to learn the hard way because they look at you as like this target of if they're able to be the one to take you out, that they will get rewarded in the spiritual realm when it comes to these demons. Because you guys survived all these different attacks, the more attacks you survive, the more that bounty in the spiritual realm goes up. And these demons be promising these vessels that they're gonna get this big gift if they're able to like traumatize you. But at the same time, if they're not able to do it, hey, thank you. I appreciate it. If they're not able to do it, they gotta go through that karma. So a lot of these demons, they be getting pissed off because they get promised that they'll get this stuff for attacking you, but they get the opposite. They end up getting the karma, and you end up getting elevated from the attacks. And then they start kicking and screaming like a little kid. They'll attack you, and because it didn't have the intended effect, and you are now at a higher position because they attacked you, now they're crying. Now they think you owed them compensation. Now they want an apology from you. They want an apology because their attack didn't work. And once again, like I said, guys, this comes back to us trying to understand them. Once it gets to that point, you got to disconnect again. Like, all right, delusional, I'm going to get away from you. But now you guys see why you guys had to go through all those different things that you went through. Yeah, you guys was born in these covens and stuff like that. And the beginning of your life was very horrible. But now you guys are these spiritual warriors. You guys are taking down these narcs. And ultimately, you guys are protecting people as well. Because when you guys go up against a narc, if they didn't meet you, they would have had their next victim. If you guys can see all these different timelines out there and all the people you protected, you start feeling to yourself like, oh, you are making a difference. But it's hard to think that way sometimes when like you guys are like surrounded by the darkness. It's just you, your thoughts. But trust, you guys are here for a higher purpose. Narcs don't like you guys because you guys are aware empaths. They liked you when you was unaware, because when you was unaware, they was able to siphon you. You were a supply. But a aware empath is the narcissist's worst enemy, because we have the ability to read emotions, and the ability to read emotions makes it so they cannot really play us in any type of way that they think they can. Because once again, when they try to manipulate you guys be thinking this stuff is very obvious, but to other people it's not obvious. They be getting away with this stuff, and you guys are sent on missions to stop whatever they are doing. And it's not fun sometimes. Like, we got to be honest about this stuff. It's not fun trying to mind your business and just try to live your life, and then out of nowhere you just have a demon start spazzing out, find yourself in a boss battle you wasn't even prepared for. But you also understand that like no matter what battle you're in, you're always going to come out on top. Even the battles that you guys was like going through, where it seemed like the demon won in that moment, it ultimately ends up working out for you. Because sometimes God will allow these demons to do something to you because that same attack was what was able to activate another gift. That's how you got to view this life. You're not going to win 100% of these battles. New levels, new devils. Yes, they all kind of do the same thing, but still like in like a slightly different way that you'll probably have to like learn from that experience to strengthen your discernment. But another thing that makes these demons very afraid of you guys is you guys learn extremely fast. Demons can do something to you and they'll probably get you that same day. But then like that same like 30 minutes later, now you have it broken down in your head. And if you meet that demon tomorrow and they do the same thing, now you're gonna be able to maneuver through it. Because once again, these demons aren't evolving. So like if they do something, they're gonna try to do it to you again. And God will use them to show you, like, hey, look, you evolved, you got to the next level. Now you can go attract better opportunities. But with better opportunities comes like even like higher level demons. But we see it coming exactly. So yeah, discernment is key on this journey, guys. Cause like I always say, like they look like regular people. I always say this in the streams, but one day I feel like we gotta get a bunch of awakened people together and try to make it a system to have everyone wear a shirt that details what is wrong with a person. Cause I think that can fix a lot of society issues if like a narc wore a shirt that said they were a narcissist. That would fix a whole lot of things. Like, because even unawakened people will be able to see that, like, oh, that's a narcissist. We gotta stay away from them. But the fact that they're able to just operate out here like normal people, that's what makes it kind of scary. Because having very delusional people just walk out there in society and do whatever they can, that's actually pretty dangerous. Because they're out there making a lot of false accusations. And you guys know this because you guys are probably in the midst of a false accusation because of some delusional person. If you guys right now is in the midst of a false accusation, drop ones in the chat. These accusations don't even be making sense, but when you're in a society full of narcs, they be believing anything. We can form our own way, look up our own next arc, and form your own facts. Our next arc, thank you. I see a lot of ones in the chat. I do want to take the time to say, guys, if you're going through a false accusation, sorry that you are going through it. You are not alone. Everyone in the chat, send these people some positive energy. And we got a lot of people in here right now. Just to let you guys know, you're not alone. For the ones that don't know, I talk a lot about spiritual warfare. I try to go live every day, so shoot me a follow. Also, subscribe to my YouTube where this live will be uploaded if you guys missed the beginning. Today, we were covering these honey traps, these demonic honey traps, and now we're talking a little bit about these narcissists. We got to spread the awareness, guys. Don't ever feel bad about talking about these things. Know that narcissism, they're trying to hide this stuff. So, the people that keep talking about narcissism, you're going to get targeted for it. But the more this planet gets to the 5D, the more this stuff is going to get normalized. But yeah, if you guys are like very tapped in and talking about this stuff, narcs are going to hate you. And it's also like an indication of like who, like that someone is probably narcissistic, because who will get triggered about you talking about these things if it didn't hit something that they had within. And then when these narcs, because you guys said you're dealing with the false accusations, understand that when a narc makes an accusation on you, a lot of times that's like a confession. Sometimes, me personally, someone doesn't they're not even on my radar, because sometimes I don't even like, I'm not even trying to think and see these things. But then I might get a false accusation hit me out of nowhere, and I don't really get mad at it. I just start thinking like, oh, that's like probably what you're dealing with or something. So to all you guys in here, if you're dealing with a false accusation, just know that that just gave you more information about them instead of the other way around. And you just got to learn to ignore that stuff, because yes, it is just projection at the end of the day. When you guys are on this journey, you go through this thing called the Jesus Christ crucifixion, where the whole world is going to hate you. But in the Bible, Jesus says that if the world hates you, just remember it hated me first. And that's to let you know that you're not alone, because the things that you're dealing with, you probably thought you were the only person. But there's like 900 people in here to show you that you were never alone. We're just very spread out. I know I couldn't have been in charge with this whole like placing us in like different places, because I would have put all of us together. I would have put us all on one island. I'm like, I would have been selfish like that. And I'm gonna be honest. Cause I'm like, why am I over here? Then you guys are like across the world, stuff like that. Why am I in charge of like the LA area? Why did I get put in this city? We had our own little island, it would have been paradise. But I also understand that it can't be like that, because us all being in one area, that's not doing the planet any good. Like, who are we really influencing? We're just enjoying all our just energy and just circulating it. And if that was the case, the planet would just be on fire, to be honest. Once again, don't underestimate how much of an impact you guys are making. Just you probably having one conversation with someone raise someone's vibration. Just by you kind of leading by example makes other people probably not want to go down that path. Us as the example, if we were all on one island, you think the world is bad right now? This stuff will be on fire. These narcs will be like taking over and stuff. So try to think like that when you're getting jumped by your next group, when you're going through it with your next narcissist. Because I wish I can say that this stuff ends at a certain point, but I'm not going to give you that spiritual answer and let you know that one day it's just going to be love and light 24/7. We're surrounded, like we're always going to be around these people. But just like Neo in the Matrix, you get to a point where you don't really feel the attacks. It's like in the Matrix movie, remember you were just catching the bullets? That's how you're going to start treating these narcissists, like when they start attacking you and stuff. And some of you guys are at that point right now. People do stuff to you, like you're just so unbothered to the point where you don't even remember how you even got to this point. And remember, when it comes to being unbothered, that just pisses off it just bothers people. I just gave you the narc example of them trying to do a humiliation ritual on you. You guys ever had like someone try to embarrass you like in front of a group and you don't react? How do people react if that happens? People start getting uncomfortable. People don't know how to take it. They'll try to force the reaction, like, can you please react? It just feels very weird. And you just still just sit there like, they get embarrassed. They're like, damn, like, wait. It wasn't supposed to go that way. A lot of people are gonna try to rationalize the bad behaviors out there. You guys gotta be able to see through this stuff and like call it for what it is. People are gonna play you for a fool a lot of the times, and you gotta like shut a lot of these things down. I know we say we want to be unbothered too and like not be a part of the game. Sometimes though, like you gotta like push back a little bit because some of these demons get very comfortable, and you have to use discernment to know what to use in a certain situation. It's not like a one size fits all type of situation. And one thing I've kind of noticed about narcissists is like they get this reputation. Like, look at this picture. It makes them look like very threatening. A lot of people think they're very tough, they're brave, they're the most confident person in the room. These narcs are actually very scared. It's like something I've kind of noticed. Sometimes if you push back with a narcissist just even a little bit, like a little bit, because you'll have a narcissist out there, they'll bully you every day. They'll like give you 100% of their demons, 100%, 100%. If you push back just like 10%, they start crying like immediately. Something like weird I've noticed. Because remember, the world is a stage and they pretend very well. A lot of them have the persona like they're very tough. No one can mess with me, this and that. You push back a little bit, they start crying and they're like, you're a narcissist, stop. And you're like, yo, this is insane. It's like Sarah said, they're very fragile. They're like little kids. Hey, everyone in the chat, you guys have came a long way. You guys went your whole lives getting traumatized from these people. Now you're antagonizing them. This is what they was trying to stop from happening. They didn't want you to see like them for who they actually were. They want you to stay scared like your whole life. Now you see them, now they're running away from you guys. You've been antagonizing these people, and you realize that they were never that tough to begin with. Because in that group right there, like if a group is attacking you, like a group of narcissists, all you do is not respond and they're freaking out. Does that sound like the behavior of like very brave people? And when you go deeper with this stuff, you start to understand that they're just traumatized children. Because, like I said, they're just they stopped mentally growing where their trauma got too bad. So if you can look at these people and see them as their inner child that's like wounded, a lot of this stuff will make sense. And that's why they try to project like they're very tough. You guys ever saw kids like that? Like there would be like a kid group, like that one kid that wants to grow up like really fast, and he's trying to act like he's tough, and you're like, oh, that's adorable. Not to say narcs are adorable, get that analogy out of the way, but that's how they act. They're trying to like get the attention, trying to play tough, but they're not tough at the end of the day. They're very scared, they're very insecure. And with this whole journey of the Jesus Christ crucifixion and the stuff that you deal with people, being around insecure people is very dangerous. And you guys got to be able to see that, because an insecure person can really try to ruin your life because they want what you have. They're intimidated by your energy. They'll put you on a pedestal, but they'll be the fastest to drop kick you off of it. The envy and jealousy is going to be real on this path, guys. And that's why for a lot of you guys can't have that many friends. You have a friend, they start being jealous. You got 30 seconds before they do one of the weirdest things to you. And when I say the weirdest things, it's like I say it in a way to be like it was something you never saw coming because you don't think that way. Like you can't even like predict that. So weird. You start doubting your whole reality. Never underestimate how far an insecure person is willing to go to like try to like ruin your life or try to siphon you. And a lot of us had to learn this from example. Remember, if you're in this chat, that means you was forged through the fires and the flames, and you guys have seen some very weird things out there. some stories that you probably have never said out loud. But trust, you are not alone. Everyone drop YNA in the chats. YNA in the chats. Let people know, hey, we all dealing with this stuff. And one day I hope I could talk to every one of you guys and hear these weird stories because you guys don't notice, but you guys validate my experiences too. I'm out here fighting just like you guys. When you guys comment in my videos, I'm like, hey, there's other people out there. And your guys' comments be so funny. Like I be making a situation, and then you guys be whenever you guys name drop people, and I check the comments, that always makes me laugh. Like I'll be like, you just humbled a warlock, and then someone be in the comments like, Steve, we got him. I'm like, hey, you guys are out there fighting back. And that's also a beautiful thing to see. Because law of divine oneness, like when you guys fight these battles, you probably don't see it, but you make our lives easier as well. Because every narc you take down, every coven you dismantle, it makes the planet vibration just a little bit higher. But if we all just retreated and we went on our island, like I said, this road would be horrible. Be a war zone. You said I'm making you laugh, You're making me laugh with the comments. What still trips me out is how people like villainize us. Like when they be villainizing you guys in these stories, I be thinking to myself, is like when people, if people use their critical thinking skills and at least looked at it from like a surface level, you guys don't even look like the people that will be capable of doing the things that they are saying. But a lot of guys out there right now, a lot of people out there are like literally preying on your downfall, which is insane to say it out loud. Someone's using all their energy to secretly wish that you will fail. And then when you find yourselves in these situations, some people just like to hop on the bandwagon because they're so excited that this is finally going to be your demise. And that's why some people hate that they hopped on the bandwagon too early because you always end up bouncing back and then people reveal their true colors. I'm the bad guy. I love it. You got to kind of just accept it. Yeah, the spiritual warfare never stops. Can you mention the succubus? Yeah, succubus are just demons that want to take your energy through sexual means. Understand, guys, our sexual energy is one of the most powerful energies on this planet. If you guys are out here being celibate, if you guys are out here not wanting to date or like keep your energy to yourself, you start to become even more of a target because that sexual energy that you're building up can help you manifest very fast. It makes your creative energy go through the roof, makes you calm, confident, and all these different things. And some of those demons, they want that from you. Because if you have all this energy and a succubus attacks you or an incubus attacks you, they take those traits from you. They take your confidence, they take your creative energy. Some people you can see in real time, like you have smex with them, and they take your habits, like they take your like your habits, and now you're not even able to do it. So it's like very trippy. SMEX stands for Sacred Energy Exchange. If you guys have SMEX with a low vibrational energy vampire, start praying after that. I'm gonna just let you guys know. Start praying, start trying to do things to get back your energy because what they do, they attach their demons to you. So like the things that they are fighting is gonna you're gonna start being affected by it. Some people you have SMEX with, you start having anxiety. You're like, why am I thinking this way? Like I don't be thinking like this. And then you see that person, they're like energetic, they're running around, they're out trying to conquer the world. And how this stuff is supposed to work though, like if you have SMEX with someone that's on a similar vibration and someone that is going to circulate the energy back to you, When you have Smex with them, you guys both be feeling energized because you guys are sharing the energy. And now it's you and that other person against the world. But a lot of these demons, they seek you out, have Smex with you, and then leave you to yourself. Remember, these demons love you on a conditional basis, so they take the energy and they're gone. Deuces. Pink Lips, appreciate the follow. Dealing with one now, no contact. Remember, everyone in here, if you're dealing with a demon that is like pulling on your energy, just go no contact with them. Go no contact. Take your power back. Everyone in here, right? I take my power back. Capital letters. Say it out loud. Feel it. A lot of times, life be that simple. Like you can have the reality that you want, but these demons have you manipulated to think that you can't. Like just saying that out loud is like, I take my power back. You start feeling empowered. You're like, damn. And you start being able to walk away from people, start smiling again. Life is good. Some people, you stay around them, you just feel a negativity like around you, like because they aren't doing anything to be in a high vibration. And now they're trying to pull you down into their negative world. Soul ties with these demons, cut that cord, guys. If you guys are finding it hard to go no contact, go on a fast. A 3-day fast will get you guys right. Like if you're dealing with some like confusing demon right now, they know they have you under your control. You go on that 3-day fast, they not even gonna hear from you again. And also too, like if you guys are trying to strengthen your discernment, you go on a 3-day fast, you just start being able to see things. Like I'm on a long like streak of like SR right now, so like my discernment is just like very strong. But even if I wasn't on SR, like a 3-day fast, I just start seeing through things. I remember I'll be doing live sometimes. Like when I first started, it's kind of hard doing it because like I would let the hate comments get to me. But I'm like, you know what? Let me start hopping on here in a fasted state. And I got on here on a fasted state. I did not care. I was able to just see through people that was dropping the comments, just keep going and flowing. And I'm like, oh, there's something to that fasting. And also, too, if you guys work a 9 to 5 and you keep getting attacked up in there, go to work on a fasted state. Like they'll just leave you alone. It's weird. They can sense when you have that spiritual authority to you as well. When it comes to the spiritual realm, like everyone has like a rank. It's like the spiritual authority. When you have like an abundance of spiritual energy, it's like a lot of people get nervous around you. And that's why these social hierarchies don't really affect you guys because we operate on some different hierarchy that's in the spiritual realm, but a lot of people don't want to accept it. SR is just guys being celibate. So when people feel your spiritual energy, they get intimidated and they start spazzing out. If it's just like a regular person, you don't really have to see, that's not a danger. But if you're working under somebody and they get intimidated, now you're running into issues because they get intimidated. They need to do something to make you feel like they're under you, to make themselves feel comfortable. And that just doesn't go with spiritual authority. That goes if you have anything that makes them feel intimidated. For a lot of you guys, like this is a taboo topic to talk about, but being attractive in the workplace, that will get you targeted. Especially like if your manager, like they are insecure about their looks, they'll start bullying you and you don't be knowing what be going on. So combine all these things together, and I'm telling you, you guys can't work a 9 to 5. I mean, you can work a 9 to 5 if you want to do stuff for the plot and you get kind of bored, then go up in there and work that 9 to 5. Because trust, it will be interesting. Your discernment's through the roof. Love to hear it. Every time I start talking about the 9 to 5 stuff, there's always going to be that one person that says, like, well, how do we make our money? Understand that if that's the first question you ask, then the programming is doing its work. In this reality, whatever you want to do, you can do it. If you truly believe you don't need a 9 to 5 to make money, like I can't give you like the thing I did because for everyone it's different. Like we all got like a different like path. Whatever you want to do, like what is your creative outlet, you can make money from it. And once you start making money from it, and it's so easy, you're gonna think to yourself like, why didn't I do this before? But it's not as easy. I get it's not as easy as I'm saying it. 'Cause you got to do like a lot of reprogramming in the brain, and that's why I recommend subliminals. Everyone in here, 900 people in here, subliminals will change your life. Fall subliminals every single night. You'll quantum jump like within 45 days. And that's why I made sure I did a quantum jump stream yesterday because I got to let you guys know the warnings of like quantum jumping. Yeah, you'll listen to subliminals, you'll quantum jump, but that comes with losing friends probably. It comes with losing that job probably. You be thinking to yourself like, why is this happening? It's actually for your better good. Because a lot of you guys probably won't even leave your 9 to 5 unless you're pulled away from it. And that's what kept happening to me. I kept getting fired from every 9 to 5 I was going at. But come to find out I had a purpose. And as soon as I stepped into it, things just kind of fell in line. Please upload yesterday's live. It's uploaded. Do you have people who know you are on live? Uh when I was at a 9 to 5, I was doing these lives. Yeah, a lot of people knew. How do we find our purpose? Read a book called Start with Why, Simon Sinek, if you want to get started. Bro, the stalking bad, though. Cameras in the bathroom. That's crazy. One job started doing that to me. They set up a camera and stuff. The stalking, I'm telling you guys, you just gotta ignore it. It gets a little weird, but like just don't let it affect you. There's like this one guy that was like stalking me. I had blocked him on here. And then he pretended to be a girl for like 4 or 5 months. That was a lot. That's why I be saying pretending. That just sounds exhausting. I be thinking, who has the time for that? And then one day he just said, "Boo." I'm like, oh, that's very beyond weird. That's why this type of stuff you got to kind of just ignore it. Like it's just gonna find its way to you. So when it comes to G stalking, when you are raising your frequency, this matrix doesn't like what you're doing. So they're gonna send people your way to like lower your frequency by making you feel like you're paranoid, that you're crazy. You will have a stalker, you will have proof that they are stalking you, but if you confront them, they will make you feel like you're insane. So once again, you kind of have to just kind of notice it and just like move accordingly. So I do intermittent fasting. So I fast for like a 20-hour period and I eat in a 4 hour period. The times though be varying depending on what I got to do throughout the day. But whenever you guys want like a long, like a lot of clarity, just go on a 3 day fast. But you want to build up to it though. You don't want to go 0 to 100. So with everything you do, I do say start slow. Facts. How to stop warlocks? So remember, warlocks need your energy to manipulate. If you don't give them said energy, they can't manipulate. One good way to move with warlocks is to be silent. Don't explain yourself. We're in a Truman Show. A lot of these warlocks are going to expect you to explain yourself. So if you can get to the point where you're like, all right, I see that you're weird, I'm just going to walk away from you. And not just to the warlock, but to other people as well, because you never know who the warlock has under their control as well. You probably be thinking that, like, oh, this person's in your corner. Whole time the warlock got to them already. This discernment is going to show you sometimes, like when you have some of these realizations that these people were in on it, then you start thinking back, like it'd be crazy. A lot of these realizations you get is like insane. Cause I don't know, like gossiping is like very normalized. Like I'm seeing with other people, like they don't even know what they're doing is bad and that it's destructive. The only reason you know it's destructive because you've been on the other end of it for so much. But you as a person, you just got to make sure that you're not really like feeding into it. And for some reason, if you don't feed into gossip, you become even more of an issue. But it is what it is. Prince, appreciate the follow. Gossiping is witchcraft, exactly. Gossiping with the intention to to alter someone else's perception of a person is witchcraft. And they do it a lot. Like your family members probably just did this stuff even in front of your face. Cause they're like, what are you gonna do? Like you're stuck here. They'll literally gossip about you on the phone to like a family member and just look at you like while they're doing it. That's what I'm saying. You guys got born in covens, like battling this stuff from like a young age. And this stuff you thought was normal. That's not normal. Think about you guys. Like if you have a kid right now, like and they're not doing something you don't like, are you gonna call a family member and be like, they're just sitting down, just that? But as a kid, you're just like, oh, all right, mom, I'll make sure I'll do that. A lot of the stuff we had to like reprogram out of our heads because then if you normalize that behavior, when you go out in society, you normalize what these narcs are doing, and a lot of stuff that they are doing is not normal. But yeah, W Night Crew, like I said, I'm gonna start going live like 9 p.m. every night because you guys always pop out. It's always a cool conversation. So I do want to say thank you to you guys as well because I get as much as you guys get from me conversating. Okay, it feels like I'm just on a FaceTime call and we just all talking about the craziness that's in the world. Oh, what's up, Michelle? What's good? W Quantum Jump Live, appreciate it. I think with the Quantum Jump Live, YouTube was like hating for something because TikTok was still going, but they had shut me down like a little bit over halfway. Forgot what the time was. Is it dry fasting? Whenever I fast, I still drink water. How can we quantum jump? Fosse's subliminals do things to raise your frequency at a fast rate. Subliminals is a very powerful way. Quantum jumping is a knowledge they hide. Yeah, I think gatekeepers probably like was in my life and something. Esmeralda, appreciate it. I be recognizing you in my comments. Thank you for on my videos. Thanks for the support. But yeah, guys, I'm gonna get out of here. It's like 12:20. It's past my bedtime. Thank you guys for rocking out with me. This has been a really cool stream. If you guys are in my TikTok, shoot me a sub on my YouTube. This live's gonna be uploaded on it. As I said, every night at 9 p.m., just pop back in, 9 p.m. Pacific. I do one-on-ones. Throw that out there. Link in the bio. Job, Michelle. Job, Michelle. Who else was in here? But thank you guys for moderating. I know I'm forgetting another name, and if I forgot, I'm sorry. It's not popping in my head right now. Michelle and all my mods in here, thank you. And YouTube, thank you guys for rocking out with me as well. Like I said, I'll be live probably tomorrow at like 9.